Hello, everybody. How is everyone doing? Hold on. Oh my god. We are gonna undeafen. Hello. We're here. Okay, well, I'm letting y'all know that we're live. Uh, okay. All right. Whew. No Discord audio. There we go. Now they can hear you.
Oh my god.
They didn't hear our shenanigans before.
Yeah, they didn't say a single thing.
In that case, Spee, you could have just carried on. I apologize.
I could have just kept telling my story. I mean,
Yeah,
I can
I
still
do
tell my story because it's not a
apologize.
bad one, but no, it just had to do with the fact that the party was a fancy party, so you're supposed to dress up for it. And I said that if somebody got me a ball gown, I would wear it, and I would totally wear a ball gown and the heels to my niece's birthday party. I would do that.
Heels are uncomfortable. I went to a fancy feast today in character
Fancy feast.
for LARP, and I wore flats.
As flat as the earth.
I'm given to believe there's like a heel walking technique that people master as they
Yes.
grow up,
Yes.
but
It's
it's not something
walking
I've
on
ever
your
turned
toes. It's
my
like
attention to.
It's something I was
Yeah,
better
it's
at
like a
when I was
tippy toe thing.
younger, but like after I got married, I just figured I didn't really need the allure of heels anymore. I already won the game.
Yeah.
We've already roped in that tall
You
man.
attracted the giant with the shiny. It's fine.
Yeah.
You don't need to act like you're taller. He's already gonna tower over you. It's okay.
Exactly. I bagged myself a good 12-point buck, and I was just like, yeah, I won. I'm gonna go home now.
This is lovely, perfect. Mission complete.
Mission complete.
For all the
Point for
Jer-sexuals in here, the 12-point buck being Jer, look like hunting season's over, sorry.
Yeah.
Damn it! I mean, sorry.
12 points, 1 point for every foot of height he is.
Yes, exactly. All right. So, I'm gonna give the same spiel that I gave with Inkstained. It's been a hot minute.
Oh.
It's gonna take me a minute to get back into her.
Had 5 months.
I haven't been DMing for 5 months, Bubble. You are correct.
Okay, it's like riding a bike. What could go wrong?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like riding a
I
bike.
never
We
mastered that skill.
You don't know how to ride a bike?
No, I
Oh,
can't.
you
I'm
don't
just
know how to
messing
ride
about.
a bike? Okay. My god.
Fuck, is there a parrot in here or something? Jesus.
Yeah. Can't ride a bike. Can't ride a bike.
We are still
Get right
having the same Roll20 issues that I was with Inkstained. I've switched over to OBS from Streamlabs OBS. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to fucking figure that out. Okay, I don't know what's going on. It's pissing me off. But yeah, so the last time we had our folks with the Emerilla Murders crew, you guys you guys purchased a voyage on a ship known as the Phoenix Feather to set out in search for Valtoria, the fabled city buried under the sea spear. After a number of days, or was it weeks, on ship, you guys eventually came to the point where you believed Valtoria to be buried. There you were met by an angry swirl of water and ocean, who you later learned was a water genasi, or water djinn, named Urushu, who basically told you that it was his sole duty to guard this area from any folks who would want to enter, scavenge, raid, whatever. But after some physical convincing with Sinar, determined that maybe you guys might be able to solve the issue that is down here. You guys started an investigation down in the depths through various means of water breathing, and explored what remained of Valtoria, this city that has been lost for God knows how long under the sea. As you guys were there, you guys heard something big, something seismic, something trying to escape from somewhere deeper in the city. However, you ignored it and continued your investigations. Eventually finding what appeared to be a military facility. You guys played around with an old rifle that you found there that still seemed to work underwater, and eventually found a high clearance security door, and you guys wanted to break your way in, and Sinar decided to use his spell cleaver, which is his magic dispel claymore. And as he started to embed the claymore into the door, you guys felt a ripple through the ocean. Magic enveloped you, and eventually you guys found yourselves no longer underwater, but in a restored facility, surrounded by guards in armor you've never seen before, brandishing those rifles that you saw earlier, who are seemingly confused as to why you're there, why you're trying to break into a high security facility door, and what the fuck is Sinar?
And also, Kreef has flesh now.
And also Kree has flesh now.
If I remember correctly, Kree went, like, lifted his hand to say something, looked at it, and just went, and that's where we ended.
Pretty much. Not an intended cliffhanger to leave you all on for 5 months, but here we are.
Yep, but nonetheless.
5 months for me to figure out how this is going to traumatize Kree. Thank you.
Yes, and just in case some folks watch Emerilla Murders and not Ink Stained, which I highly encourage you watch both, the explanation is my husband had to go in for emergency open heart surgery, and then after he was recovered from that, we went into a holiday break regardless. So that's why we were gone for 5 months. Hi. All right, so yes.
We're back.
You guys are quickly being surrounded by more and more of these individuals, these bipedal humanoids in this unfamiliar armor, this armor that looks to be of a material that you haven't really seen traditional armors made of before, brandishing again these runic rifles at you. You hear a cacophony of shouts and demands from on your knees, hands up, drop your weapon, let go of the sword. You guys comply.
Kree, who is currently looking at his hand, is going to look immediately to his left, and whoever is there, I don't care who it's going to be, they're going to look over and be like, that's not normal.
Dinar is going to just drop his sword after the comment about what the hell are you. He's just going to be like, he's just going to kind of tilt his head and go, all right. Drop his sword to the ground and put his hands above his head.
All right.
Baz is at this point very, well, I'm not going to say used to being apprehended, but has been apprehended by guards a few times. So is very like on their knees, hands behind their heads. Like, it's like, fine, whatever.
Yeah, I suppose I'll go along with it. And all the time he's thinking, well, what do you want? Hands up or drop the sword? I can't do both, so he'll do it in some sort of fashion.
All right. One of you still had the rifle you found underwater, right?
Yeah, probably Walter, because he shot me with it.
Yeah, probably Walter.
Yeah.
Walter will drop the rifle, which... I'm just watching Spear. Walter will drop the rifle, which will cause some of the guards to immediately sort of jump away from it and then start looking down at it, but still holding their rifles towards you. You guys immediately see the difference between these rifles, the ones in their hand and the one that was dropped. The one that was dropped obviously faded, full of undersea vegetation, barnacles, like looks like it's been under the water for an amount of time. Meanwhile, theirs are shiny, pristine, look like they haven't really seen any wear or tear at all. Those with high enough insight, so we'll say an insight, passive insight of maybe 17, watches these two guards sort of like look at the rifle and look up at each other. What's everyone's passive perceptions? Well,
28.
Good
17.
question. I'm trying to figure out how to pull up my character again.
I'm sorry.
17.
28, Bubble?
Yeah, 28. Yeah.
Jesus Christ! Those elf ears.
I can see the wait.
I could see in 4D.
You can see the DM.
Mine's just
No.
a 12.
Yours just a 12? Okay. I'm going to say those with a passive perception above 18 can hear those between the two guards, one of them saying, "You have to get the Admiral." He's going to want to see this. Between the two of them, one of them nods and starts running off.
Creeve's still going to be like poking and touching himself and looking at everybody going, is this not weird to you? This is... Do you guys know what's going on here? Looking at the soldiers.
So Na's going to turn around to say something at
Creeve,
At
just
Crave?
and then just
Yep.
look at them. Yeah, Creve. Yeah, sorry, Creve. Going to turn around to say something at Creve, like get down, but he's going to stop the moment he realizes that he's flesh.
And Creve is going to lock eyes with Sinar and be like, "Hello? Hello? Hey, can anybody get a... Hold on, I got a knife." And he's going to pull out his rapier.
No.
Creeve, no.
As you hold that arm up and just be like, "See?" You suddenly feel something metal clap around your wrist, and that arm is then guided behind your back. Creve is now in handcuffs, and the guards are now moving to put handcuffs on the rest of you.
I'm serious. Does somebody have a knife? I don't know what's going on.
We're not giving you a weapon. You're being apprehended.
Okay, you can hold the knife. I just need you to see right here on my shoulder where the skin
My
is. That's
God.
skin, right?
Actually,
Can you just like cut it a little bit? Just a little.
Don't
Just
look
like
at
a tiny
guys,
guys,
little
we
we've
bit.
stab
seen-
you, Creve.
We've seen the psychotic play before. We're not falling for it. Just keep moving, and you feel
No,
you feel one
I'm
of
not
those
psychotic.
you feel one of those rifles sort of like bluntly
Bump you in
nudge
the
your
butt.
shoulder, yeah, and encourage you to keep walking forward. And you guys are complying as you're being escorted out while handcuffed.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Like, we'll recognize in a fight we can't win, right?
listen, I'm not
Is
trying to
this
get
what
shot.
squishy feet feel like? Are your feet always this squishy?
All right, you guys are led to another arm of the facility, an arm that you guys haven't really looked at while it was still underwater. You guys are, as you're walking down these tiled halls, you hear the uncomfortable squish, 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 squish of your fucking shoes and whatnot, because you guys are still drenched. You guys are fresh from the ocean. You smell of salt and seawater.
Isn't it weird how when you're under the water, it doesn't feel as uncomfortable as soon as you as it was when you leave?
think it has to do
Prestidigitation.
with the
I may
ambient
still
air
feel wet,
temperature.
but I don't look wet.
You guys are again led through a long series of hallways, very, very forcefully by these guards. Anytime there's a moment of pause or hesitation, particularly you, Creve, because you're very confused as your current condition, again, you get a forceful nudge from the business end of the rifles and told to keep moving. You guys are then led to a holding cell. The inside of the cell is familiar for most of you, either working as the guard or being arrested once or twice. You guys are shoved in rather unceremoniously, door closed behind you, locked, and then eventually the guards leave and close the door that would have led to this holding facility room. You guys are now alone in this cell.
I call top
I
bunk.
must say, I've never
I'm
stood on
sorry.
this side.
There's only one bunk.
Gosh darn it.
Everyone cuddle on the bunk.
No, I,
Is Crave still cuffed behind his back, or did you say you took him off? Sorry.
Still cuffed.
Does anybody... Can you... Here, hold on. Baz, can you bite me?
Why would I bite you?
It's... Skin. I want to
Yeah.
know.
I don't want to know what you taste like, Creve.
Monica, Sinar, you got sharp teeth.
So I'm looking at Creeve, and I'm remembering how he had a scar or crack,
Mhm.
does
All them.
he still have anything, or is he just pure smooth?
That was going to be my next question.
Where the crack once was, you see unmarred flesh. There is nothing there.
I'm gonna poke where the scar and crack used to be.
Hey.
His cheeks are soft.
Pretty dirt.
Very interesting way to poke, however, because your hands are behind you, unless you're nuzzling him.
Yeah, I'll hit him with my ear. I can hit him with my ear.
Eskimo kissing.
Yeah, just get the nose.
Creve is just going to be looking around like, this is... How do you guys survive with this?
What do you
It's,
mean?
I feel vulnerable.
Trust me, you're just as vulnerable with skin as you are with that outer exterior you had previously. Though I will admit, this is a little strange. Though I'm not sure that this is the weirdest thing that's happened so far, but...
We'll chalk
Actually,
it up
no,
to there.
I take it back. This is definitely the weirdest thing that's happened on this journey. Why do you have skin?
I'm wondering the same thing. I
Okay,
woke up. I woke up stone, and now I'm skin, and I don't even know if I bleed. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Sonar, sharp teeth.
well,
Baz is like jingling the handcuffs behind their back and trying to feel them and trying to figure out if they can break out of them or not.
Sonar is going to poke enough to draw blood
Okay.
with one of his teeth.
All right. Krief, take 1 point of damage. It is a
Okay.
rocks
very...
just start tumbling out.
It is a very uncomfortable sensation as you feel the sharp tooth pierce your flesh, something that, you're used to being impenetrable, dense. And eventually you feel this uncomfortable warm sensation running down your arm. Sonar, you do taste blood.
Sonar is going to spit it out.
And now you're bleeding.
Taste that
Okay,
bad?
Great.
Okay, I understand. Yeah.
No, it's not that you taste bad. I just don't generally like consuming anybody's blood. And I don't know where this fleshy body of yours has been.
I mean, the seawater doesn't help.
Wait, just for this... No, never mind. I was going to say, for the sake of it, let's have Creve be bone dry, but no. As Creve is standing there, his arms behind his back, when Baz did their prestidigitation, did it work? Did their spell go off?
As they were casting prestidigitation on the way to the holding cell, yes.
Okay.
Actually, hold on. I gotta double check. What are the verbal and somatic components of prestidigitation?
It's verbal and somatic.
If they needed use of their hands, then they were unable to cast it. Yeah, so you wouldn't have been able to cast it, Baz.
You're still wet.
Rude.
Are these cuffs? Are we all still cuffed?
Yes.
Can I try? And I know, incredibly acrobatic Sonar. I know, but can I try to get my arms front side by like putting them under my legs like a jump rope?
Yep. Roll me in acrobatics at disadvantage.
Acrobatics.
Large.
Oh, I can't see it. I've got to go to the other screen.
4.
No.
What the fuck?
Between your incredibly wet gamazon, your tail, your stature, and the fact that these cuffs basically occupy your entire forearm, this is not something that you can easily do, and you damn near go ass over tea kettle a few times attempting.
And after the last time I go ass over tea kettle, I'm gonna say one of those times I do end up like face planting.
Face down,
just
ass
gonna be like-
up, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna Baz.
What?
Did you get your arms front side?
Can I make my arms longer so that I can like step over them or something?
I will allow you to make acrobatics with no disadvantage.
Okay, cool.
No. Can you not just like form shift into a bugbear where you've got really long arms and step over them anyway?
That's the idea, but like I don't want to go full bugbear.
Yeah, 18-foot arms or however long they are.
It takes you a bit, but the ability to
Guys.
manipulate your form does help. You are eventually able to get your hands in front of you.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Can I
Easy check.
can I take a look at the cuffs?
Yeah, go for it.
What
Ignore that.
are they made out of? Are they made out of metal?
They are seemingly made out of a metal, but a metal that you haven't particularly seen before. You're not really an artificer in any way, shape, or form, nor are you a smith or anything like that. It's not like metal that you have had your gear ever made of. It's this white, almost creamy surfaced metal. It's almost like polished granite, but like metallic. It's hard to describe. However,
Does it have a keyhole?
it does not have a keyhole. And upon closer inspection, now that you're able to see this in front of you, you do see that there is a faint pulse of almost like a lilac glow with subtle runes on the sides.
I was going to see if my acid breath could help dissolve this, but I don't want to take any chances.
May I just
Pretty
ask
read the
what you
runes?
intend to achieve by breaking from your cuffs?
Mobility.
Shenanigans?
And then
Not
and then do what? There's nothing to stop them coming back down the corridor and shooting you in this cell. Just
yet, there
wait,
isn't, but
Sonar. Just wait.
You're right. You're
Can I
right.
cast detect magic on the cuffs?
You can try.
Sick.
Oh, what do you need for detect magic? That's a good shout. That's feign death, never mind. I just read the entry in the thing. I was like, oh, what?
That's not it. It's weird.
So detect magic is a verbal and somatic, so your hands are currently bound. You go to attempt, even with your limited arm mobility, and when you do so, some runes start to light on the walls in this room that you're in, and you feel that magic sort of fizzle out.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. As you guys are attempting things, the door opens again. Some light being brought back in from the light in the hallway, and you guys see two guards flanked by another guard. His armor is a little more impressive. He stands slightly taller. He has badges that mean nothing to you on his chest, and he looks to all of you through the visor of his helmet.
Would
He-
Naz
Creve
just gives a little
recognize any
wave
of
with their
the...
hands in front of them now.
Sorry, what was that, Bonanz?
I said Baz just gives a little wave with their hands now in front of them while everyone else is cuffed behind their back.
And Creve?
Would Creve recognize any of the symbols from any of his readings?
Roll me history.
I
I don't know why I'm
you make-
asking you to roll a history, but like...
Yeah, you
There's a
make these rolls.
chance. There's a
You
chance.
make these. Yeah, fair enough.
Heyo.
Yeah, that's a 33. Yeah, so, you would recognize that this guy is pretty much the top rank in this, military. He is the admiral.
Creve tries to like pull his arm up to salute because he read that's what you do to hire foreign people, and stops and is like gets down on one knee. Sir?
He looks at all of you before brandishing the rifle that you guys had. Which one of you cares to explain this?
I nudge Walter.
Of course you're gonna nudge the one person not here. Why did you do that?
They had
I would. I'll speak up. We found.
Oh,
We found that under the ocean.
Is that why you all are soaking wet?
that's most of it. We were,
Self-explanatory.
yeah, we were completely submerged. Actually, I'm pretty sure we were in where you found us underwater, in the future?
You can't
Doesn't
really,
make sense. I know they.
You can't really read their expressions beyond their helmets.
Mhm.
But there's a silence that lingers in the air.
Now, hear me out. I understand. I understand that you think we're crazy for that statement, or I'm crazy. They already thought I was psychotic because I wanted somebody to cut me to see if I bleed. I'm not normally flesh. But
So now it's just going to
we-
slowly turn his head to Krieve as he's talking.
let me explain. Okay. The entirety of our process was we were trying to figure out what had happened to the city of Valtoria, or the Empire of Valtoria. In our time, it's underwater, and nobody knows about it. I know about it because I woke up in a library off the coast. Maybe you know where the library is. Tons of books, mostly decrepit now. I have a picture of it in my this. He's trying to like push out the book, the notebook.
With his
This notebook.
pocket.
This one has a picture of it. But yeah, it's crazy. But we were just trying to figure it out, and then something went boom, not explosive boom, but like pulsing boom, and we're here, and I'm flesh, which is weird. And are you flesh too? Like, how do you deal with these?
You see the
You can't
admiral
just
sort
ask
of
if
squishy
they're
parts.
flesh.
You see the admiral just sort of like roll his head. You imagine he's rolled his eyes. He glances back at over all of you, and he locks eyes with Tyrandil.
Oh fuck.
You've got badges. I can only assume you're official in some way, shape, or form wherever you all are from. You're coming with me. And the two guards,
All
flanking
right.
him, move forward and start to unlock the cell door. One of them holds the cell door, where the other one walks in and goes to grab Ty by the arm. Do you resist?
Can Baz jump in front?
I'll just go with him. I'm not going to beat these people in a fight, so.
All right, Baz, you're trying to get in the way.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna say, if he goes, I go too. Really fast, holding my hands. They're still cuffed together up in front of me.
You don't get to make the terms here. And they push
It's fine,
Baz to the
Baz.
side.
It'll be alright. Probably. Actually, I can't guarantee that.
Don't say that!
I'll see you later.
Maybe.
For the sake of comfort, can we get the cuffs off since we're already in a cell?
You do not receive a reply, and Ty is moved out of the room as the cell door is closed again, and the door to this room is closed behind the guards. Tyrandil.
Now, I specifically remember
Mhm.
you telling me when I said something insulting that you were going to kill me in this game. So this is it. I've got an early night coming up. 35 minutes into the
Welcome
round, and
back
I'm
to
dead.
the episode. Welcome back to the D&D campaigns. A character died.
Yep. You are walked further down this hallway into another holding room. You're familiar with this rigmarole. Even if this is a place, quote-unquote, foreign to you, this is still a facility meant for corrections, for security, for defense. Like, you are familiar with this. You're being taken to a questioning room. You're brought into a room with a table where you're sat down, and you feel a tug at your arms as the handcuffs seem to almost magnetize to the chair behind you.
Oh, that's interesting. You know, I'm not usually on this side of the table.
You make your comment as the door is closed behind you too, and the admiral takes his helmet off while placing the plasma rifle or the rune rifle on the table. He places his helmet on the other side of the table and eventually sits down, now eye level with you.
Oh, what does he look like?
So I can't
Is he a handsome
remember.
man?
I can't remember, Bubble.
No.
Did you meet a certain somebody in Kelpsa?
Oh no!
No, I don't know.
Oh.
Who?
Oh wait, no. You would recognize him. Sitting across from you is the face of Gavin de Bullock.
No fucking way.
Oh,
He hasn't
No.
aged a day.
I knew I should have stabbed him.
yeah, God.
This fucking guy.
You seem to be the only person with sense. I don't know what that
I wouldn't
individual
have met
was
Elsa.
rattling off about future and under the ocean and suddenly being flesh. I don't care. What I care about is this. And he points to the rifle.
Okay. Ask your questions. I'll tell you no lies.
These are serialized. These are then, when they're manufactured here in-house, they're spirit-bound to their assigned guard, to their assigned service member.
Okay.
How did you come in possession of this?
Oh. Okay. Well, the story isn't entirely untrue that the rambling man was talking about. We did, in fact, find it under the ocean. In the room where you found us. That is entirely true. It also still functions because the old guy with the grey hair, he shot me with it about 20 minutes ago. I suspect my armor can be burned, right? My armor's not magical, so it can be burned. So it's just like, the burn is still in the armor.
The serial number off of this rifle here, that line was manufactured 2 weeks ago. The amount of wear and tear that this rifle clearly has gone through, that timeline doesn't add up.
No, that would be correct. I realize that this might be a crazy idea, but do you, by any chance, here in this facility still have the original rifle that's not this one?
We do.
I would imagine that to be correct. Actually, would Ty imagine that to be correct? Because he has no fucking idea about time travel. So, I guess that's not really a statement he can say, but...
I mean, if you want to say it, you can say it.
Okay, yeah, we'll go with it. He's inferring that he understands entirely how time travel works. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not lying to you, but I would imagine that whatever security measures you have here to defend the room that you've found us outside of are still active significantly in times past. Also,
In times past.
you look familiar to me.
I've never met you before a day in my life.
That doesn't mean I haven't met you.
I think I would remember meeting you, especially if you were flanked by whatever that creature was. Which is my next line of questioning. The tall one in the armor. Black scales.
Yes.
What is
He's
that?
dragon-blooded. Well, from our time we call them dragonborn. Half dragons, essentially.
Half... A fucking horse. And you see him stand up.
What's that about a horse?
No, he said of fucking course. Your fucking passive perception of 28. He very much toughed that one out. And he stands up and he grabs his helmet again. Is there anything else you want to offer before I put you back in that cell?
I have no idea. I'm not really sure what you're looking for me to tell you. I mean, some bad things are on the horizon, maybe. Not from us, but from a certain entity that may reside here within Valtoria. Do you hear whispers in the dark
What's
at night?
your passive insight again?
Mine? Not as good as my perception. Um, it's 10 plus the skill, right? So 18.
When you ask him if he hears whispers, there's a slight pause as he's gone to go reach for the rifle after putting his helmet back on. You read his body language, and though his face is obscured and you can't read his facial expressions, there was a moment of recognition when you asked if he heard whispers at night. But he does his best, which is still fairly well, but not well enough that you weren't able to detect, to grab the rifle as if he wasn't paying attention to you, and then he knocks on the door, signaling the other two to come back in. Upon them coming back in, you are released from the chair and grabbed by the arm again to be brought back to the cell.
Is he always like this?
You don't receive a response.
He's a little uptight, isn't he?
It's like looking at a mirror, isn't it?
Trust me. Yeah, trust me. I would know uptight. It's okay. He's like that 6,000 years from now.
He's like
When
that
when the most uptight person you know says somebody else is uptight, you know that they are really uptight.
Yeah. Damn, you're worse than me.
Damn.
Yeah, it's like, how long? He'll just like badger these guards with questions all the way back to the cell until one of them like fucking tells him to be quiet or something.
Which happens pretty
just
early
in
on.
case. Yeah, just in case he can get a reaction out of them. And it's like, how long has he been the admiral for?
No response.
How long have you known Mr. Diabolic?
There's a moment pause there as Diabolic sort of glances over his shoulder before eventually looking back forward. He's trying to not give you a reaction, but he knows he did not give you his name.
Fair enough.
Eventually you are...
Quick question.
Yep.
I'm assuming that even though Ty and Gavin and them went and left, is there still a guard stationed like outside the door
Yep.
to the cell?
Oh god, I feel sorry for that
Previous
guy.
like got his head placed up against the bars that are there and just has it like squeezed in and is just like, so is it always like this here? Like this is a really drab facility. And like he's doing the same thing Ty was doing where he's talking, but Creve is being highly annoying.
Eventually the guard just sort of leans their head back, just like, please cease your incessant yapping.
You do have a voice.
It sounds feminine, though the armor obscures their figure. Eventually the door opens again and Ty is returned to all of you.
See, I told you I wouldn't die.
You said maybe.
Well, yeah, there was always a possibility that he was going to kill me.
I mean, he could kill all of us right now. I mean, we're cuffed. They have weapons. We don't.
Yeah, okay, don't give them ideas. Have you been annoying?
Always.
Yes.
Fair enough.
I'm just asking questions. I'm in Valtoria now. Do you know how big of a deal this is for me?
So is that woman still there? Yeah, she is. I'll turn around and like look at that woman. In all fairness, he is correct. He is from Valtoria.
Actually, I don't know that I'm from it, but it's like
You were conceived.
I'm
here.
from Valtoria. We'll go with that. Yeah.
Okay.
You were conceived?
Goodbye. The cell door is closed once Ty is returned, and all guards present move to leave the room that this holding cell is in. Just to confirm, you
Gavin
guys are
followed
in
me
a
back.
cell, in a room.
Okay. Is there anybody about? Did they all leave?
They all left.
Guys, have I got a story for you?
Mason, be listening.
They seem really uptight, don't they? Like,
Oh, you just wait. Quick snooze that. Fuck out of here.
Get back.
Guys, so in all fairness, the admiral person is really uptight, but they know, they hear the ravenous.
Ah.
You
Graves'
asked
excited look
them?
is gonna disappear.
He never. I I may have let some things slip in questioning, inadvertently, of course, to gauge some reactions. And I mentioned whispers in the dark and voices in your dreams. He knows. He knows. He hears them too.
So their
Also-
admiral is.
Sorry, you were saying.
I was just saying their admiral is ignoring our statements. Does he believe us? Does he believe you?
I don't think so. And if I were in his shoes, I wouldn't believe me either. So, I understand. I also certainly wouldn't believe the ramblings of some person who was claiming to be flesh for the last 20 minutes and not a single moment before then. Like, do you
I'm
realize how
sorry.
ridiculous your story seems?
I mean, no worse
To be
than
fair,
us
he is flesh
traveling.
now.
Yeah.
No, I also suppose it's no worse than us claiming we travelled from the future, from their future into our future, but past, I guess. So I guess it's no stranger than that. Also, I've met the Admiral.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Not just then. I've met the Admiral a few times. His son assaulted me in a nightclub once.
Wait, his son?
Creeve's gonna get this weird look like,
You need to talk,
How-
Kai?
How could his son have assaulted you in a nightclub when we are currently in the past, Ty?
Well, we've also, actually, no, I wouldn't know that second part. Well, once, I think, there was a person who I met on a case once during some off time, but I used to, you know how I used to like to work during my off time and not really use it for its appropriate purpose.
Uh-huh.
Coralin, I think his name was. Good man. Would like to meet him again. We went to, he was the guard, I think, or personal bodyguard of some rich woman's daughter. I don't know. And she'd gone missing. Turns out she hadn't actually gone missing. She'd gone off with a person that she thought that she she loved, or maybe she did love him. I don't really know. It's not important to the story, so we'll skip over that part, I suppose. And we had to use this secret password to get into this underground nightclub, right? And I can't remember what the code was. That's how secret it was. So we goes underground, and in there is this Asimar-ish bro with this woman and some other random people. And Gookie the Goblin, our favourite guy, summoned a bunch of apes to assault this man because we got into a scuffle, right? We were fighting in the club, and I did my best to not kill his son, right? And I didn't kill his son. Like, don't make me out to be a murderer or anything. But it turns out that person's father was Gavin the Bollock. You know Gavin the Bollock, right?
Do Creve and
As
Baz
in-
look at each other?
The guy that used to own the fancy house with the always smell like coffee in Emerilla.
he was in. I'm drawing a blank. He was in Kelpsa.
What do you mean it was in Kelpsa?
Well,
He gave me my rapier.
What do you mean? So I just assumed he died in Emerilla. What do you mean he was in Kelpsa? Did he know?
I think he knew. Hold on a second. Creeve's gonna go up and try and peer out. Should I? Gavin! And just starts yelling.
No.
The
Don't do that.
voice
But
rings
anyway.
out and echoes, seemingly bouncing off the walls around you. And if you
But
wait
anyway,
for a
yeah.
response, there's
Oh.
no response.
Long story short, the Admiral is Gavin the Bollock. Exactly the same as Gavin the Bollock was in Emerilla. I didn't see him in Kelpsa, so I don't know if he's any different to how he was then, but the Admiral is Gavin the Bollock.
I guess it makes sense why he had your rapier, Creve.
That fucking asshole.
Well, that's a bit
He knew,
harsh.
but he didn't. Oh no!
Yeah,
Just
but he
hold on a
doesn't know
second.
he
I have
knows
a.
yet.
But he's no. But he knew. Like when we met him for the first time, he knew that he'd be meeting us again. That's why he was.
Oh, did he?
He had to have. Like
How could he have known he'd be meeting us again? We hadn't met him the first time yet.
But our future is his past. Therefore, what's already happened for him is what's happening for us.
Unless we're currently rewriting the past.
Man, you know, there was always something suspicious about him. I don't know why he used to drink so much coffee, but
You also drink a lot of coffee, Ty, so...
yeah, but I don't drink the imported stuff that Gavin DeBollock used to have. It was
I
always a
thought
pleasure.
you were about to say. You were about to say yes, but I don't trust myself either.
No, that's not true.
Agreed.
But visits to his house were always fantastic. He always used to brew a nice, strong pot.
I
of some
was muted.
Oh, no!
fool.
What has Monica been
Like,
trying
man,
to say
everyone-
for the past
Like,
30
man,
minutes?
everyone's been cutting me off, but
Yes. My God.
I'm sitting here saying, like, okay, so it seems like this is going to take quite a time anyway. Might as well wait and see what's going to happen at this point. Because making any other move is, especially in such an alien territory, is not going to bring the greatest reactions.
I agree.
I have another question. I have another
Dude,
question
just
about
please
Creed.
stop annoying the guard.
Was it Spear?
I have another question about Creeve's appearance.
Okay.
What do his
Uh-huh.
eyes look like?
Are you going to ask that out loud to somebody present with you?
Yeah. I'm assuming that there's no reflective surfaces around, so...
No.
I will look into Kree's eyes. What do I see?
So I think I mentioned this earlier, but the normally marbled, tight curls are now these beautiful, dark brown waved locks. His skin is almost sun-kissed, olive-toned, and his eyes are almost this brilliant, brilliant green.
Well, looking at Creve, Baz is gonna try and transform their face to look like Creve's.
Ooh,
Like a
good
mirror.
thinking.
Well, that was really cool. That's very clever.
That what I... Creeve is gonna, like, sidle up and, like, sit down in front of Baz and just stare at the replicated face Baz has and just be like... I don't have a crack? My eyes aren't... That's an odd color. My hair moves. I can feel that. A little pudgier than I remember. Did I put on weight?
Well, if anything, I'd say you'd probably lost it.
Probably lost a few tons.
2
We've
tons.
lost a
Touche.
It's true. But yeah, Crave is now like completely like caught off guard by it and is staring. Baz, are you able to pull out this, since his arms are still clasped behind his back, this notebook for me?
Oh, yeah.
Or pull it out and he flips it open and kind of like directs, if Baz is okay with it, directs them to flip through some of the pages until they get to a more recent page that has a general sketch of Gavin DeBullock on it, sitting on his lounge chair in the underwater tavern,
Club.
I guess. Club? Yeah.
When did you
Is-
draw that?
On the
Holy
boat.
ring helps.
I had a lot of time. I record
Oh,
a
you
lot.
mean the boat up here? I see. I understand now.
Mhm.
That didn't look like his chair in Emerilla.
That's in Kelpsa.
Oh, yes, of course, you're right.
But that's who you saw?
Kriv
Yes.
is a fairly good artist. Very,
Yes,
very
most definitely.
recognizable.
Crave is
I
going to
will.
leave it open on that page and just sit there looking at it, reading what he had written about the interaction. That's it.
I will caution against this now. He knows that I at least have some familiarity with him because I was harassing one of the guards on the way back here with an entire stream of questions, of which they answered none of them. Very
Tired of
selfishly.
being annoying. I'm so proud of you.
Well,
We're
it's a good
rubbing
way.
off that.
Baby steps, baby steps.
It's a fantastic way of gathering information is to gauge people's reactions to things that you say. Now, he knows that I know, but he doesn't know that any of you know. It's up to you if you want to keep that information to yourself, because it may be a precursor to perhaps some bad repercussions. So I'll leave it up to you of what you do with that information. Maybe just don't address him by Gavin, though.
When have we ever worried about the repercussions of our actions?
Never, and that's what the problem's been usually.
Repercussions?
Nah.
We win.
But I would also say, I'm assuming we're going to all receive a round of harassment and questioning each. I didn't lie in our story. The story I told him, I told no lies at all. He'll turn to Baz specifically. Do not lie to them.
Rude. For one.
We all need our stories to be the same.
They already know my story, even though I sound psychotic about it, according to them. But
Yes, maybe you do though. That's the problem. I know you're excited. Could you maybe just chill it down a little bit when you tell this? I'm assuming we're all going to have a round of questioning that, or they just decide we're too dangerous to be let live and come in and slay us all in this cell. But we'll see.
As Ty's speculating and musing, you guys hear the doorknob rattle again.
Close that book.
The door opens and you guys see another helmeted guard, and they, after a quick visual assessment of all of you, move to the side. You guys see a shadow illuminated from behind before eventually a figure so tall they have to duck to get into the doorway steps into the room. Standing before you is a tall, feminine figure, easily 9 foot. She has long, blackened, claw-like nails. She walks barefoot, wears long robes with purples and pinks and golds. Her eyes are almost a opalescent white, and her head is completely shaved. And she looks down and to all of you. Oh. Intriguing. You. And she points to Monica. Come here.
Yes.
Come closer so I can see you.
Well, she's gonna kind of hop up and just waltz right over. Yeah.
She reaches her large hand in through the bars as she kneels down to basically get eye level with you. And she places her hand under your chin before pinching the sides of your face, and then starts moving your head to the side. Ooh. You're right, those are scales. 2 sets of horns. There's something most interesting about you, little one. Turn around for me.
Do you want me to do it slowly or?
Slowly.
No, okay. And I'll just slowly just give a little twirl.
As you face your back to her, she tells you to stop.
Alright.
That
I
tail,
will
can
stop.
you move it?
I'll put it up in her hands.
She'll hold on to your tail and examine it. You feel her fingers trace slowly down the spine of your tail, sort of almost moving the skirt down the tail as well, but keeping her modesty.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be a little yip because the tail is sensitive.
It is. Oh, where did you come from, little one?
I'm not sure you'd believe me if I even told you.
With your hand still behind your back too, you feel her still one hand on your tail and another hand moves to your hands. You feel her thumb and index sort of press on the back of your hand and on your palm as she sort of drags you back towards the bars, closer to her. She's less assessing a person and more so assessing a pet at the moment.
Yeah, bye, Stoosh.
What was that?
Damn.
Damn. Before, as she's sort of musing to herself, the guard that came with her speaks up. And, ma'am, the other one sort of in the back corner of the cell. She, still holding on to Monica's hand and tail, she looks up and she locks eyes with you, Sinar. Oh. You. And she lets go of Monica's tail before sort of looking at you with a come hither motion with her hand. Come here.
So now I was going to have. I'm sure.
Yeah?
I'm sure that. Yeah. Yeah.
Me
Yeah.
too.
That. Huh?
Words are hard.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Yeah. Is it high or is it just this?
So now, having just watched what has happened to Monica, is going to cautiously step forward.
As you do, how close do you get to her?
I get as close as she wants me to get because I'm. There's a guard with her, so.
She, as you step further into the light, she gets more of a better look at you. You see her eyes sort of widen. She quickly looks over her shoulder and snaps to the guard. This one, let him out. I want to get a closer look. The guard sort of hesitates for a moment. Ma'am, we don't know how dangerous they are. And you hear an audible growl from her before eventually looking back to all of you. If any of them try anything, they shall velvet my teeth. Get him out. The guard nods and fumbles for the keys before eventually finding them and opening the cell door. Sinar, do you leave?
I guess. Do I have a choice in this matter?
There's always a choice.
Probably not, buddy.
All right, I guess I follow. I guess I give you all. I turn back and I give you all the most concerned look that you've ever seen on Sinar's face.
Ash just gives like a small like goodbye wave.
I just give the most smug look and I give a thumbs up.
Oh God!
Crave's gonna look up and be like, "Just make sure you have a safe word."
She stays in the room with all of you as Sinar is moved to stand in front of her. She's still sort of like kneeling down, but Sinar, it is uncomfortable to have somebody lower their height but still damn near beyond eye level with you.
Jeez.
She places a hand on your chest and another, again, hand sort of wraps under your jaw as she grabs your jaw and moves your hand or your head from side to side as she is assessing you. Black scales. And, your mouth. Open it for me, darling.
He's gonna open his mouth slowly at first. Unless she, tries to wrench it open.
No need to be timid, my dear. Come on. Let me see those
He's
teeth.
gonna open his mouth. He's going to open his mouth all the way.
Sonar, what's your passive perception?
11.
You don't notice this, but those in the cell, if you are intently watching her, as she's examining his teeth, anyone with a passive perception above 14, you'll see that her teeth almost sharpen in kind. Whoa. And how? Ooh, you know what? No. This cell simply won't do. We aren't going to treat such creatures like this. Give me a moment, darlings. I'll be back. And she stands to her full height again and leaves with the guard, leaving Sonar just out of the cell.
Mouth.
But the door does lock behind them.
How does freedom taste?
It tastes like a charge.
I sit down and wrap my tail around me like, what the hell?
What just happened?
Is
How
that
does freedom?
actually? I suppose I should have asked at the time. But did the person feel like they were?
Yes.
No, no. Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on.
They did feel us.
Did the person feel like they were predatory about their intent, or are they more interested in the fact that they've not seen that kind of race species before? Or is it more of like, this is a target for my ire type deal?
It's a bit of a combination. Again, she was sort of assessing Monica and Sonar almost like animals. Like one would assess livestock, essentially. She was fixated on your unique features, we'll say.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
nice
Does she?
knowing you all.
No, she doesn't look like Sonar, does she? No, she's just very tall. Is she anything resemblant of Caddy here?
Almost. Again, an uncomfortably tall humanoid. And also, your ranger senses did pick up something.
Ranger senses are tingling.
My ranger senses are tingling.
Yeah, I think like okay. So as Ty stands there and mulls things over, he's just like run with a cold shiver as he remembers what Caddy here actually was, and he'll like visibly just shudder a little bit in the cell. He's like, ugh.
You good, Ty?
Yep. Does anyone else think that was? Did anyone else think she looked like a certain person we've met previously? Don't worry, I'm not saying that this person is back in time.
I'm a bit more distracted at the moment.
My head is somewhere else.
Kaz just like runs up to the bars and like grabs him and is like, "Don't worry, Sonar, we won't let him take you."
I think there's very little we could do if they did want to take him. I
You
think that
underestimate how
person,
annoying we can be.
I think that person
The
may be.
thought that counts, Bubble.
I think that person may be somewhat similar to Caddy here.
You think so?
Well, Caddy here was also tall, had long, weird clawed-ish fingers, had less of a predatory obsession with species she didn't understand, I suppose, but the features are similar at least. Did Caddy here have hair?
Yes.
No, and Caddy here wasn't bald, of course. Wait. Do we know when the dragons died?
Do we?
Does anyone know this? Creve, did you write it down? Actually, have you read a book? Have you read a book on this? You've read literally every book under the sun of Balmast.
I'm gonna answer this quickly for you, Creve. All of the books that you have read in your library, none of them mention the death of the dragons.
But they mentioned the life of them.
I know that they existed, and at some point they were essentially worshipped. But I don't know when they stopped. My given assumption, and I have no guarantee that this is, but my given assumption is that they vanished at the fall of Valtoria. Because
So they
that's the last
may.
I read of them.
Okay. I don't know if this is a thing that books would have had in this sort of era. Were there any dates on the books? Any dated entries that we could somewhat estimate from our time to how far we think we are in time now?
If I remember
What I'm trying to
correctly,
ask you, are dragons alive now? If I go out, if they allow me to walk outside, am I going to see great winged beasts soaring through the atmosphere?
Creve, your tomes would confirm that dragons are alive in this current time.
Yeah, I believe that we may see them.
I think we already have.
It, Creeve's gonna look at his notebook that Ty unceremoniously just closed, so it's like sitting at a half-cocked angle. I don't know if what I know is gonna help us here.
Well, anything the rest of us know sure as hell isn't.
Eventually,
And he's gonna look.
sorry, the door rattles again and opens.
Oh
once
no,
more.
she's back.
She is. She steps in
Oh.
and looks to the guard. All right, release them all. The guard nods, brings the key over, and starts to unlock the door again. A second guard comes in with a small device that is sort of foreign to many of you. And he goes to behind Sinar first, and you feel this wave of energy almost wash over your palms as eventually your wrists are released.
He's gonna bring them back around. He's gonna.
Yeah. This
Sorry,
process
he's just
is
gonna-
eventually repeated to all of you. I'm sorry. You go ahead.
No. I was not gonna. It was just gonna be flavor text. Go on.
Once his arms are released, Crave will pick up his book and start flipping through some of the earlier pages, trying to pinpoint some details that are in it, having to do with key points that he remembers from Emerilla, and what he saw in comparison to what he had read about Valtoria.
Okay.
So
What is your question?
he's just gonna.
Or you're just musing? You're
My
just
question-
looking?
It's more musing and just looking because one thing that Creve did in his travels was he recorded architectural designs between the cities that he visited.
Ah. Good. Okay.
So yeah, he's just kind of refreshing himself on how Emerilla is compared to what he knew of Valtoria's, so that he could reference things for everybody else.
Perfect. You guys are led back through the halls that you guys walked down previously in handcuffs. We re-moistening the hallway behind you as you guys are still sopping wet.
Wonderful.
However,
It's cold
Baz,
in
you
here.
now have access to your hand, so you could cast Prestidigitation if you wanted to.
Yeah, I do.
Same. Creve will do that, and he'll actually start like using it on everyone else as well.
Marvelous, thank you.
As you guys are being led down the hall, the tall feminine figure in front of you is half looking over her shoulder and looking back forward to make sure she's not walking in anybody. But it does look like these halls are made with her height in mind. But yeah, she's emotive. She's talking. Oh, you guys, I've never seen anything quite like any of you before. Well, I mean, some of you, yes, but I think we all know who I'm talking about at this point. Oh, but you shall be my personal guests. Don't worry, you can move and flit about the city as you see wish, so long as you carry my token with you. Now, that is not permission to commit crimes, because again, you will velvet my teeth. Are we understood?
Quite.
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Can I know your
Yeah.
name?
My name. You may call me Astra, little one.
Oh fuck.
No.
Oh no.
Of course. Of course.
Creve is gonna write that in his notebook, going to the most recent pages, write it down, and then slowly look up and look over at Monica. You
Uh, I'm gonna be like completely in utter shock when that name gets announced.
I and then Creve's gonna close his book. Lovely to meet you, Astra. I think
Oh,
we
thank
have
God for
many
that.
questions to ask and learn from each other.
Oh,
Particularly
no.
you two are friends.
So long as I get to ask all of my questions first, I might be able to afford some time to ask to answer your questions. But mine first.
Creve's gonna put their hand on Monica's back and like kind of guide her up right next to Astra and be like, ask away, ask away.
Monica's just gonna be like awestruck and like nervous as fuck at this point, just like, this is not how we met, huh? Right? Right?
What do you mean how we met? We just met.
Oh no, that was inner monologue.
Oh, inner monologue. Okay. You guys are eventually.
Just-
Sorry.
Nah, there was just like there's like a million thoughts going through my head, and I'm just like, so, what would you like to know?
No, let's get the boring documents and papers out of the way first, and then I'll take you all somewhere comfortable. And then maybe we can get some questions answered. Surely you don't want to be talking here in these clammy, dark spaces and cramped entries and things like that, do you?
Fair enough.
Excellent. Keep up. Just for the sake of brevity, you guys are brought to a front desk and office of sorts. Your names are requested. And if anyone attempts to lie, you feel compulsed to tell the truth.
I don't lie.
Does anyone
I
want
don't lie.
Does anyone attempt
No.
lying?
Hell,
As
no,
will
I'm
go
not
for
good.
one of their like undercover names first. And if that doesn't work, then they'll just give their.
Yeah. You feel almost like your words get caught in your throat.
Sonar just tells his name, Sonar.
Start. Understood.
Creve just says Creve.
Okay.
Am I going to be the only person that writes a full name?
I think you're the only. You're one of the
You're
few
the only
people who
person
have
with
a
a full
last
name.
name. I think it's you
No,
and Monica.
Yeah, I will write Monica by core.
Cool. Understood. You guys, and again with a high enough passive perception, who is trying to like glean what's being written down. Your guys' likenesses, characteristics, and whatnot are being copied down, while somebody is again asking for you
Jesus.
for your names and things like that. And eventually,
So is
Why don't
someone drawing a picture, or are they
Yeah,
just
why don't
looking
you
at us
just
and writing
draw a
down
sketch
like?
of us while you're on?
Creve will flip open to a page in his book. I've got everyone here.
If someone's just looking at us and like taking down our details, Baz is just gonna be constantly changing their face just.
Just gradually shifts around.
Different shape of the nose, angle of the eyes,
Everyone and
setting of the
everything.
cheekbones.
yeah. The big stroking characteristics that Baz that will stick for Baz are pretty much slender build, ashen skin, black veins, and Baz has not been hiding their eyes for a while, unless they're opting to hide them now.
No,
Okay, and then
Baz
black
doesn't know
eyes.
these people. Baz doesn't care that much.
All right. You guys are eventually led to the front doors. The doors that you originally went through, well, still submerged underwater. Let me go and change the music.
Welcome to the world of yesterday.
It's Tomorrowland.
Not this time.
Give me a
I
moment.
so badly want to cast Primeval Awareness, but I don't want to piss off this person.
Yes, please don't.
Not that
Sorry.
music.
By God, no.
And you don't have to know that badly.
I've got to know, guys.
I'm pretty sure I had ambient town music or ambient town. There you go.
I just put anything on it, it'll be alright.
You guys almost shudder for a moment as Astra opens these doors and you are blinded by the sun. As you guys eventually make your way out, you are met with almost something that you would read about in a work of fiction. You guys see tall, opulent buildings with large chunks of crystals that hang from the sky. You guys see people riding about in carriages that direct themselves, seemingly, with large spoke wheels and little mechanical machines on the back. You see people... This is just a medieval town. Hold on. Music, why?
I don't know.
While we step out and are seeing this, Creve is going to stop, pull out his book, and find like a bench or a set of stairs to just sit down on as he starts like drawing the current skyline, the horizon view that he has.
There we go. We'll just use the Deathcast music. There we go. This, for those who have been, for you guys who have been to basically at every kingdom in Belmast, you can see nods to every single kingdom you've been to here. The opulence of Emerilla, the arcane influence of Kelpsa, the automatons of Devcast, and maybe even some of the artistry and brilliance of Vermod. All of it seems to have been watered down from this one source. But as you guys are taking this in, you almost neglect to see the form of your guide start to shift a little bit. She rolls her shoulders and almost grows a little taller. A back bend and her legs begin to form. Oh, before I forget. And she reaches into her pocket and hands... we'll say she hands it to Sinar personally. She presents you with a almost iridescent opalite-like scale. Take.
Sinar's gonna take it and close it in his hands.
Don't lose it. I'm not giving you another one. Well, maybe if you ask nicely. And then eventually her form shifts further and further from humanoid as you see her turn into this massive dragon. You watch as ripples of almost iridescent and cosmos shift through her form and over her scales, as almost you get a look internally. Whatever isn't cosmos, whatever isn't galaxy, akin to Monica's arms and tail and legs at the moment, you guys see that violet opalescent scale, similar to the one that she just handed Sinar. She turns to look at all of you, and you see her chest. Anytime that galaxy sort of washes over her chest, you see glimpses of what could be described as a heart. Almost something small, as if a galaxy could have a heartbeat.
Sinar stares in utter majestic awe at the dragon.
I straight fall on my ass and off. This is who I was called.
I knew it.
Now, I won't fly, so I'm not rude to the others, but you two, you don't have to stay in those bipedal forms if you don't wish. As she talks, her mouth doesn't move.
You know, technically speaking, I can fly with. It's only for like what, an hour, but I can.
Baz turns to Sonar. Sonar, you can fly.
So just because you said that, I will transform, and I will use the constellation of the dragon.
You sprout
It
your
just
own
kinda-
galaxy wings.
Yeah.
You sprout these wings, and those can see the webbing between Monica's wings is almost identical to the webbing between Astra's wings. You guys see the webbing, the membrane in between each of the elongated wing bones, again, has that galaxy. It does not shift and turn into flesh like the rest of her body does. That stays pure galaxy.
You know, just kind of float by.
She sort of looks expectantly at Sinar. Well,
I I don't think I can. I've not had that ability.
a downgrade then. Oh well, come, keep up, darlings. And she will start
Alright.
walking forward.
Jesus Christ.
As you guys,
We all sprint madly to keep up with this massive stride.
she's doing her best to keep her gait, small, as to not leave you all in the
Just
dust.
stay as a regular fucking person.
What? I just realized, what is my fly speed?
That would be a question for you and your stats.
20 flying speed.
Nice, not bad. So yeah,
Baz runs up and is like, Monica, a piece.
I'll pick Baz up and, carry Baz with me.
I turn and look at Sinai and is that, so no wings then, no.
I mean, I can try, but I'm not sure where I'd begin.
Usually you're back.
Fair enough, I can't do it either.
Sinar almost pops a blood vessel trying to sprout wings.
What he just sees is it just flexes muscles, and that's just it.
His muscles get bigger and he just takes bigger steps.
Hold on, my headset's dying. I gotta
Damn.
plug it in.
What?
Uh-oh.
What?
Her headset died. I heard that much.
Oh,
headset
headset
was
down.
dying.
Oh, I heard something died, it needs plugging in.
Can you all hear me? Oh. My headset just completely died.
If she's specking, we cannot hear.
There we go, I'm back. My headset died.
Welcome, Beak.
Hi! Alright, so, as you guys walk through these large streets, again, seemingly made with the idea of a dragon passing through in mind, you can look to the ground and you'll see metal ruts in the ground. And before you even have the opportunity to think too much on what are those for, you hear this large metal on metal, almost like stuttering ahead of you before you eventually land eyes on what looks to be a metal rectangle with windows and seats inside. People sitting in the seats, and it pulls up to stops and lets people in and lets people off. The fashion here is bizarre. It's something you guys haven't quite seen before. For the players, for an easier descriptor, it's akin to Victorian garb with a little bit of a fantasy flair. Probably something closer to what you might have seen in high society in Emerilla, but still distinct enough.
Nah. I was never a fan of the big puffy collars.
Or
Not
the,
me,
or the
like,
big
is
bustle
there-
skirts.
Not
Yeah,
me. Is there a way I can get one of those?
And again, you see one of those self-propelled vehicles. Again, for the sake of my players, it looks like old early renditions of cars with the large bicycle-like wheels on spokes. You guys see,
Right,
as
yeah.
somebody drives by, a driver with a hand on a lever, having it cranked forward. Those, again, if you guys are watching every now and again you'll see somebody move that lever. You guys can put together quickly that lever basically controls the go, the stop, and the backwards, or reverse, I should say, of these vehicles. Upon closer inspection of the backs, you guys see a series of pistons and cranks and turns that seems to be the engine of this thing.
Curious.
Very bad at describing cities and kingdoms. Looking up,
You're doing great.
Looking up, you'll see the occasional glimmer of something arcane, almost like a dome protecting the kingdom itself.
Ah.
Baz like looks over Monica's shoulder and like counts the people and is like, "Where's Creve?"
Where is Crave?
Creve is still sitting on a step just outside of the exit. Not just outside, but he's sitting down, still just drawing the cityscape as you guys continued on. Like, took no notice of the dragon morph. Took no notice of you guys continuing. Is just
Go and get him.
Oh, Creve. Monica gonna fly back to go alert Creve.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm gonna go carry Creed over here.
Oh yeah, because this is light now.
Yeah, however, you will only be able to carry one humanoid, so you'd have to leave Baz.
Yeah, now I'm putting Baz down. Sorry, Baz. The upbeats are over.
Sad.
Maybe later, okay?
Alright. Creve acquired.
just
yeah.
carry
Creve
this.
will like
Without-
take notice and
Yeah, without even like letting Creep know, I'm just gonna grab him by his arms and just kind of pick him off the ground and take him with me.
Creve's gonna like feel the lift and look at the one little section that he's currently trying to draw, and he gets like that shaky scribble that happens. And he looks at it. Warning would have been nice. Closes the book.
Creep,
My
come on.
greatest work is ruined.
At that point, Creve is gonna look around and realize that everyone else is way far ahead, and be like, "Oh, okay."
But there'll be time later. It is fine. If you want, I'll even accompany you.
Whilst they're walking along, Sanar's going to look up at the larger dragon. He's gonna try and ask. People don't normally let just random strangers, much less criminals, stay in their house for no reason. Is there anything that you require of us?
Oh, darling, you're not staying at my place. Don't worry about it. You are, however, staying at the establishment of another small mortal that I found quite amusing. You'll be in good care.
Oh, I swear to God.
Don't like the sound of that.
Oh, I don't like. My brain is turning. I'm like, please don't be who I think it is. Please don't be who I think it
Who do you
That's right,
think it
apparently.
is?
Yeah.
Because Nova and Astra.
True.
Apparently
I don't
everybody
know.
we know already lives here, so it's okay.
That's why I'm saying, I'm like, please, please, oh God. The lore dumped my head.
If Creve is still being carried by Monica, the one thing Creve might notice immediately is as you get higher from the ground and maybe above some buildings, you notice the silhouette of something from the corner of your eye. And the reason it catches the corner of your eye so specifically is because it's a silhouette you've seen quite frequently, sort of off in the distance. Looking over, you see a large statue that is resemblant of Nemthus.
Astra,
Yes, darling.
I know we haven't really answered any of your questions yet, but could you answer one for me, please?
Sure, what is it?
What do you know of Nephthys?
She's one of the mortals' deities, I think you all call them. There's a
Is she still
statue
around?
in a building for her somewhere around here. And she's still around. I can't say I've personally spoken to her, no.
Thank you, Astra. I do apologize for the inconvenience.
We're almost there, darlings. Again, keep up. You guys are eventually brought to a rather large, easily 3-story building. On the front is a very delicately and intricately carved sign called the Wobbly Wizard.
Oh no.
There are
The wibbly wobbly.
chains of beads and whatnot that hang from it. There's trellises with vines that are on the front of the building. There's music coming from the inside of the building. And there's seemingly a lot of jubilant and joyous camaraderie happening inside.
Ah. The architecture here is fantastic, though I'm not sure I approve of the taste in music.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what-oh.
Oh,
Just everything, like, froze on me for a second. I'm like, no, please.
Yeah, everything
it's
is
fine, don't worry about it.
freezy for me.
No, don't worry about it, it's fine. It's
I
fine,
mean,
just
my
power
internet
on.
has also been going bizarre today.
No, just power on, it's fine.
How are you on?
How big is the door?
The door is large, but Asher would not be able to fit through it in her current form.
So I look up at the dragon and look at the door, and I'm just like, no, this doesn't work.
I know. Tell me about it. I've been asking Mavis to change it for a few years now, but she denies. So, and she eventually reverts her form back to the 9-foot female that you all met earlier. I guess.
Well, I don't know what the engineering properties are of this area, but it might be architecturally impossible for her to modify the front entrance.
You little mortals are intuitive and you work things out. You figure things out, and of course with your ability to cast arcane as well. I've seen people construct buildings in a matter of minutes by playing a simple liar. All right? I'm sure you all could figure it out.
I suppose anything is possible, given enough time.
Now, shoo! She, opens the door and basically, whomever's closest to her, probably Ty because you guys were just talking, she places a hand on your back and sort of thrusts you into the tavern. Inside, it is a medium-lit interior made entirely of wooden fixtures on the inside. You see, to your left and right, large sprawling stairs that lead up to a loft-like dining area. You see tables full of people. You have the sweet smell of mead and almost the bitter smell of other alcohols that waft under your nose. You hear the searing of meat in the back, accompanied by a big flash of flame as somebody turns over a large cut of meat. You see people at the bar. You see folks dancing. There's a lot of activity.
Are we supposed to be asking for someone?
Why would you be
that
asking
true?
for someone?
Well, you sent us here. Are we
Oh, no.
meeting someone, or
I will make the introductions. Fret not, little one. And she gives you a little boop on the nose before walking off. You see her walk forward towards the bar and start talking to an individual who is much smaller than her and probably a little shorter than the rest of you. This individual has a colorfully woven headscarf that is tied around her head, but it does not do much to hide this massive auburn mop of curly tousled hair. She's quite
great color.
She's quite slender on the top. but fuller in the hips, only exasperated by the amount of skirts she has draped over her lower half that are tucked up decoratively in some places. The most striking thing on her, though, that you guys might catch is her glasses. Beautiful golden circle frames with almost pink-like crystals, diamonds in the center of them that don't meet the frames entirely on all sides, just basically at the points. Chain-like beads hang from the arms of these glasses and sort of cascade over her neck. You see her look up to Astra and just give an inquisitive look, and then eventually Astra points to you all, and this individual nods for a moment before looking back up to Astra. You see mouths moving, but there's too much going on at the moment, and you are unable to sort of pick up what they're saying.
A person with the observant feet, I can read lips. What are they saying?
Okay. Astra is essentially giving the rundown of these individuals are under my care. I will be coming back. There's just some loose ends I have to tie up, darling. But I entrust you to take care of them. Anything that they need will be on me, of course. And the tavern keep just sort of looks over at you and then looks back up to Astra and mouths something along the lines of, "Yeah, I will take the utmost care of them. Thank you for entrusting me with them." Astra
I think Ty just carries on staring at the short woman.
Yeah.
And he'll carry on staring until at some point she'll turn around and look back at the group, and then he'll look away.
Intently staring, just.
Quick question.
Yes.
When we were released, were we given our stuff back?
Yes.
Cool. Okay,
Oh. Well, that'll make the bar fight a little easier. You're inevitably going to get in.
Astra begins to walk back towards all of you. Now, darlings, you will have rooms secured. Mavis will take care of you, and if she doesn't, let me know. But I trust Mavis, so I have to go deal with a few things. I will be back for those questions that I am owed. Am I understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Understood.
Delightful. Fill your bellies, dry your clothes, maybe take a bath. Be a little more presentable for me later. And she sort of lingers a little bit longer on Sinar there for a moment before leaving.
What the fuck are we doing, guys?
Do you know?
Do you know what she told that woman?
Absolutely no idea. But I assume.
I know what she said. She said she's going to go and tie up some loose ends.
That could mean any manner of things, Ty.
Exactly, it could mean anything.
Ty, you're overreacting again, and besides, what are you gonna do against? What are you gonna do against her?
What do you mean? I want to know what loose ends she's doing, because if she's not out there murdering Gavin DeMollick, I'm not interested.
Listen,
but I know she doesn't do that, because I've met him in the past.
I wish I could cast Alex.
You wish to cast
so
what?
I was just gonna.
What? Nothing.
Okay.
Everything's fine.
Okay.
So now I was just
Crave is
going to
gonna-
start sauntering.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, so now I was going to start sauntering over to the woman that she was just talking to.
Okay.
Yeah, Sanar's got the coin, so I go with Sanar. Seems like the logical choice. And I
Yeah.
make sure I stand behind Sanar.
As you go to approach this human individual, you one thing that you might notice is that she seems to be looking intently over at her establishment. She's not behind the counter. She's not pouring drinks. She has staff for that. She's not serving people. Again, she has staff for that. You do see that she does have a towel sort of tucked into her belt, so you do know that she does do some work here, but she seems to be a little distracted as you approach her, Sinar. She doesn't quite lock eyes with you. She's still sort of looking on and around the room. Yeah, how can I help you?
He's just going to put. I'm going to bring out the scale that I was given, and I'm going to just hold it in front of me. I believe you were speaking to the to Astra.
She half glances over to the scale. Oh, yes, okay, so you're the group. How many? She didn't tell me. How many is in your party? She as soon as she clocks the scale, she goes back to looking around her establishment again.
What is she looking at?
Uh,
Like, could I, like, as she looks around, I want to just randomly look in directions that she's kind of looking in. What the fuck is she looking at?
You want to roll perception?
Oh, yes, because I want to know. Because I can't let it go, okay? And you knew
Always
this would
paranoid.
bait me. You knew this would bait me.
It's no matter the time, no matter
19.
the age.
19. The way she's darting around and looking and sort of like going up on like her tippy toes now and again to look over something. You're trying to track where approximately she's looking, and unfortunately you don't see anything that is consistently moving at that pace.
Okay, we'll come back to that later.
Okay.
Party size of 6.
Okay, yeah, of 6. Do any of you need to share a room, or is it separate rooms, everybody?
We only need one.
Don't.
We only need 1.
6,
Why 6?
because
why
there's 6 of us.
But we have a key.
Apparently 1.
Did you want your own separate room?
Yes.
Okay, I'll get you at least 2 rooms then. Monica, what's your passive perception?
17.
17. Okay. Monica, you feel something brush against your skirt.
Oh my god!
You look down and you don't see anything, and your bag is still there.
I look into my bag immediately.
Okay. You look into your bag of holding, you see the void. Like, I don't know what you want from me.
Is my key there? Is my key there?
Okay, you are able to manifest your key, yes.
You put it back.
What's wrong?
in. Something bristled against my side.
I look back at the woman behind the counter.
She is now looking intently at something closer to you guys.
I cast detect magic.
Oh,
You are
I've done,
flashbanged.
I've done this before, and I am not one to learn from this mistake, because this worked in Emerilla,
Yes.
and he's used to doing it.
Yes. You are blinded by the light.
Oh my fucking god!
There is magic in almost every single corner of this tavern. You don't entirely know what everything does.
Yeah, we get rid of that shit.
Okay. However, Sinar, as she sort of starts looking down towards your belt line and then like to your side and whatnot, she places a hand on her hip, and the other hand she reaches out and she snatches something from in front of her, and you guys hear a yelp. All right, drop it, Todd. And eventually, you guys watch as this humanoid form sort of shimmers into appearance for you guys. This teenage humanoid boy. Empty your pockets, Todd. How many times do we have to talk about this? You see him sort of sheepishly hands in his pockets, and he starts producing small coins. The barkeep sort of places her free hand out. Give them over. All right. And who did you take these from? And Todd starts rambling off. Well, I took some from that one and some from that one, and those ones, like, some of them were just on the table. Oh, so you're stealing from my waitstaff now too, huh? She lets the boy go. Get out of here. Don't make me involve your parents again. And the boy sort of scurries off, leaves the tavern.
As the boy rushes by Crave is gonna flick a gold coin at him.
He eagerly catches it and gives a smile before leaving.
No discipline in children now. There's no discipline in children now.
No, he's just a boy. Before you start getting the bad ideas, he's well taken care of. He's not hungry or starving. He's just mischievous and
Faith.
pushing the limits of his new trinket.
Ah, I understand.
One of these days, I'm gonna have
You
to
know.
put that boy to work around here.
he'll stop what he was going to say and decide and think better of it.
So sorry.
Don't worry about it.
I
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
understood. Sorry, I haven't really been looking at your eyes while speaking to you. But yes, I can get you keys to 2 rooms. Just one moment. Do you have any special requests? Do you want to be closer to the bathrooms? Do you need a certain size bed? Dastra says that she's taking care of everything.
I'd like one that has a leg on each corner.
Oh. Oh, you are all sopping wet.
Yeah, it's wet under the ocean. I realize that doesn't make any sense to you. Ignore
It
that.
doesn't make any.
Can we just
I
get?
I
can
fell
we
in the
get a
fountain
room
on the way
further
here.
in the back?
Further in the back? Yes, I can do that for you.
Thank you.
She goes behind the bar for a moment. You see as she picks up a small chest from underneath the bar, and she starts going through and grabbing keys, writes things down on a ledger.
While she's doing that, can I Sana ask for his own private room?
So 3 rooms?
3 rooms, if that's all right.
Yes.
Breaking up the family.
No, it's okay. Don't worry.
So we know that she's Mavis, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I think Astra did mention Mavis once or twice.
Alright, so I need to make sure I remember names so I can allow them access to the room.
Okay.
Because of all places, I'm not restricting access to certain people. Is this dragon and the owner of this tavern?
Mm-hmm.
You know, random. Yeah, no.
Mavis
Wow.
comes back over and she presents you guys with the 3 keys. They're numbered. You should be able to go upstairs, down the hall, and you guys will see all the rooms there. Just use these keys on the doors that have the same number, and, well, obviously you'll know they're the right doors and the right keys because they should all work. All right?
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Seems self-explanatory. Oh, do you do morning wake-ups?
Well, we can.
How much is that?
For you, nothing.
Oh, well, that's very... Oh, no, wait, I understand. I'll come back with a time, maybe.
All right. Well, you guys came in just at the lunch rush there, so I don't know if you're hungry or all, but you can get lunch now.
Oh,
you can
God.
get dinner later.
Yes.
How
No, I'll
about-
have lunch.
Is it?
You know what? I'll
Is there a
send
difference
send
between-
some complimentary
Oh.
lunches to your rooms. How about you all see about getting dry first?
Is there a difference between the lunch and dinner menu?
Well, yes, I wouldn't serve the same thing for lunch and dinner.
You'd be surprised in some cities.
I'll be happy as long as it doesn't taste like seawater.
Then
I will definitely be coming down for dinner.
all right. Well, get on, go settle into your
Right.
rooms.
Is there like a facility where I can, like, maybe dry these clothes?
Yeah.
I only have this set.
Alright. We're gonna go to the room.
Yes, yes.
Like I can,
Hold on.
I can see you looking at me like that. Just don't worry. The rest were, I don't know. The rest were burnt in a fire or something. Just make up some story as to why I only have one set of clothes. But this is the only set I have. How do we dry them?
Here, just and she'll approach you. You'll see her move her hands in a
No, don't hurt me.
quick motion. She'll pause as you flinch. Do you want your clothes dry?
Casts fireball.
Yes, I would like the clothes dry.
All right. She continues the motion, and eventually you feel a gentle warmth wash over you, and your clothes begin to dry quickly.
Oh well, that was really pleasant. Thank you. Lovely. I'll go to the room then.
Yeah.
All right.
I will inform her of the. Because she obviously probably saw me pull my key out.
Mm-hmm.
So I will inform her that the room's gonna look like a magical dimension. When
Oh.
if she goes in there.
Yeah. Don't worry. I got you. I've seen those keys before.
Okay. I just don't want it to be weird. I just feel like I'd inform you.
Understood. Thank you so much.
Alright, we will go to the room. I will use the key.
All right. You guys make your way up the spiral stairs all along the sides there, eventually down the hall, like through the loft dining that's up there, and eventually down the hallway as instructed, and to a series of doors. This is probably one of the nicest taverns you guys have ever been in. And you guys find your numbered rooms. They're all side by side. At the end of this hallway, you do also see a set of doors that are marked as like a bathing room, a washing area.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely. Oh, I'm going to check the room out first.
All right. You turn the key, open the door, and you are met with a dark oak wooden floor that has been polished and polished to the point where it almost shimmers. You see a large 4-poster bed along the back wall that has curtains that drape over each side in a nice emerald green. The bed itself looks so comfy and cozy, inviting. It looks almost like a cloud that you could lay upon. A hearth along the back wall is dimly lit. You see a small fire still sort of rolling in there with some firewood next to it to help stoke it back to life. You see this impressive bear skin rug on the bottom, head still intact, as a fancy, opulent bear skin rug would have. It's this large grizzly-like bear. You looking up to the ceiling, you see wooden borders, the same color and stain of wood as the floor, but in between each square is this dark emerald wallpaper with gold stars and diamonds in a repeating pattern.
Man. He'll go and just test things out, so he'll like press on the bed with his hand. And then he'll go and wobble the legs to make sure they're not going to fall off. And it walk around and start moving things. Is there like a what do you call them, things you throw clothes in? That I can't
A
think
wardrobe,
of the name
yes.
of. That's one of them. He'll open there. Is there any extra pillows in there?
Yep, there are some extra pillows and an extra thick comforter-like blanket also folded in.
Ah, he's got a plan for those later.
Okay. There is also, when you look up to the ceiling, there is a large crystalline chandelier. The crystals themselves emit a subtle glow, all of them combined illuminating this room.
Man, is there like a chair and a little desk?
Yep, there is.
Not like a massive desk. What do you call like a side table? Is that what you call them?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep, it's already got some papers and an inkwell and a quill.
Oh, god damn, this is like set up exactly the way I wanted it to be. He'll take his pack off and he'll think about throwing it on the chair, but then he'll decide, actually, I'm gonna take it with me after almost watching somebody get robbed a minute ago. He's going to take it with him and he's going to go in that room and he'll use the bathing room.
All right.
I mean, it feels silly not to use Monica's mansion, but we were given the rights to use this bathing room, so he's going to do it.
True. I'm just going to change the music because you guys don't need to hear people cheering in the background anymore.
Yeah, if you got like a nice bubbling sound.
The bathing room itself, it's strange. You go to unlock the door, you go to open the door, but it seems to be locked.
I try my key for the room.
You use your key, and upon doing so, the door opens, and you are met with a view of outdoors. You see these beautiful, well-walked rocks, a stone floor in front of you, with moss and flowers on either side. You see steam coming from a small spring before you. The place itself is obscured with trees and larger rocks, creating almost this private hot spring oasis.
Oh, now that's clever. Huh. All right. Yeah, he'll take his armor off, and he'll nicely place it somewhere, and then he'll fold up his shirt, despite probably having a wound in the shoulder where Walter shot him. Like, he'll fold all of his clothes and arrange them really nicely, and then he'll just jump in the bath
All right.
above the spring.
It is effectively carved into stone, but there is some ledges where you could sit. You hear the trickling of water washing over rocks, and you look over and you see this small clay ewer, just sort of lightly obscured by moss and foliage, where the water is pouring out of. And despite its small size, the water doesn't stop. You ease into the hot spring and you just feel your body relax and your tensions wash away, and even the pain in your shoulder subside. How many hit points are you missing, Ty?
Oh, fucking loads. I am missing... Oh, Jesus Christ. 24.
24. For each minute you spend in this hot spring, you regain 1 HP.
I mean, is like half an hour an unreasonable amount of time to be in the bath for?
It's up to you.
That's up to you.
Like, I think I'll justify him saying he spends 30 minutes there by, as he lays in there and he realizes, like, things don't hurt, like his wounds don't hurt and his scars don't ache. He'll spend 30 minutes enjoying the bliss of peace.
And undisturbed, nobody else walks in. It's almost like this key operates off of a similar magic that Monica's might, with this specific keyhole.
One we've never seen before.
No.
Alright, well, Ty is soaking his worries away. Is anyone else doing anything?
Sanar's also soaking his worries away.
You get the same description.
I know that's. I just wanted that to be there just for that reason. That's what Sanar's doing.
Oh yeah, Monica is also going to use it because Monica's also going to probably use it in the mansion now that she's seen it. I probably won't get the same properties, but I can have the same effect of aesthetic.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Wait, sorry, I was checking something. Are you using the mansion or are you using the hot spring?
The hot springs.
Oh, okay, yes. Then you get the same description. And again, for every minute you spend in there, you regain 1 HP, if you're missing any HP.
No, just nice, blissful relaxation.
Perfect. All right. Baz, Creve, can I assume you guys are doing something similar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's Creve? Robbing the shop downstairs.
No, Creve will probably be the last one to make his way to the springs. He would probably stay down in the tavern area for a bit and just kind of sit in a corner watching everyone. If anybody comes up and offers him a drink or anything, he'd probably take it, but he's just going to be kind of a wallflower for a little bit.
Okay. You sit down there, sort of alone off to the side, observing, watching, sketching, writing. Like, you're finally here. You're in Valtoria. Eventually, a younger gentleman approaches and asks to take your order.
Oh, yeah, I'll have,
Sorry.
I don't know
What's
that,
on
okay?
the menu?
There we go. Sorry, I'm trying to get out of that tranquil music and come back here. What were you saying?
Um, Creeve's gonna look up and be like caught slightly off guard by being asked something, snapping him out of his reverie. Yeah, I'd love something to drink, but I don't know what is available here. Uh, I'm not from around here.
Oh, yeah, that's not a problem. Here. And he will produce a small leaflet. On the leaflet...
Oh, here comes the I'm hungry.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. I'm ready for this.
This is the best part right here. Let's go.
This is what we live for. Visit as many taverns and get the menu as possible.
Give me food and drink here, and I'm good.
What's saving the world stuff?
That's what's written on the menu there.
No,
This is
come
not the audio I wanted. Hold on.
Don't do this to us. What about the descriptions?
Well, I'm just
Oh, I
reading.
like-
I'm just showing Creve what's on the menu. He hasn't been
I mean-
presented with anything yet.
I mean, I like the sound of that top one.
I'm stuck between the top. Well, actually, I want all of them, but Creve will probably read through the menu really quick, and let's start with the Sage's Brew. It has been a rather tiring amount of time. Some strenuous activity, and I'd like to stay awake a little while longer.
Strenuous activity. If you are a patron here of the tavern, I'd recommend taking a soak in the hot spring.
That is on my to-do list. But I've heard many things of Valtoria, and I'm soaking it in, as it were. I'll soak in the bath later.
And do you need any sugar, honey, cream for your Sage's Brew?
Some honey and a little bit of cream.
All right, you got it. And he turns and he goes to turn and he goes, "You didn't have a drink menu. Did you need a food menu too?"
No, I believe food was being taken care of already, being sent to our rooms, so just a drink for now.
Oh, I see. Okay. And then he turns to leave. What's your passive perception?
Low.
11.
12.
Damn.
Okay, you
Creve-
are
Creve is not very
quite
perceptive.
immersed in your book.
Oh yeah, he's like, he's got a section of it right now that is, it's kind of like gridded off in about, probably 2-inch by 2-inch squares all across it, and in each square he's drawing like a different rough sketch of random people that he sees in the inn. It's, this person he draws because they have a different shaped nose, so he kind of like records that, but gets the details. And he's at a loss for words because he never expected that he would legitimately be in that culture.
Mm-hmm.
So he's very kind of caught up in himself. He doesn't know where to go or what to do. He has that nagging pull in the back of his mind that he needs to go to Nephthys's temple. But he also doesn't want to essentially abandon his friends.
Yeah.
So he's just sitting there and drawing, and
Eventually you hear a clatter of a cup against a saucer, and you look up and you see that your waiter has returned with your Sage's Brew.
oh, thank you. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions, or are you? I know it's busy in here. I don't want to take you away from your work.
Oh, are these questions pertaining to your stay here?
To the city itself?
I could probably answer one or two tourism questions. What do you need?
What's the easiest way to get to Nephthys's temple from here?
Oh, okay. Well, if you leave through here and take a left, you keep following this road and he goes and gives detailed instructions. I'm not gonna sit here and spontaneously come up with street names. But yeah, he gives you detailed instructions.
How prominent is she in day-to-day life here?
She could be felt. She's been witnessed on occasion. I mean, depends on how much, like any deity, wants to show themselves for us. She often comes out during special days, holidays, or through great times of grieving and loss.
That explains a lot. Well, you only said a couple tourism questions. I thank you very much, and I'm gonna pull out another gold and just kind of give it to him. What was your name?
You palm him the gold, and he gives you a smile before rubbing the coin between his fingers, and he looks down at it. Yeah, you can call me Kyle. Where's this coin from?
Oh.
From a Creeve's gonna like look down at his coin pouch for a second and then look back up and be like, from a place on deep in the mainland known as I'm drawing a blank on the dwarven city.
Devcast.
Called Devcast.
I haven't heard that name. Oh, I'll have to
not
take
well
your
known
word for
here.
it. Gold is gold at the end of the day. We'll probably just, I'll have to turn it into the bank. Thanks.
Thank you.
Reeve using counterfeit coins over here.
All right. Yeah.
I am going to the bar to get some drinks before I go back to the mansion.
It's all right. What drinks do you grab?
It's been a day, so we're getting Arcane Fire whiskey and Frost Mage's Delight.
Okay. Ooh, okay. The Arcane Fire whiskey, these guys are basically on the opposite end of each other. The fire whiskey is served in this metallic sort of, have you ever seen like the metallic cups that have like decorative dents in on the sides?
I believe
like a Moscow Mule cup.
Yeah, one of those. It's served in one of those, and it's got almost a reddish steam that comes from it. Meanwhile, the Frost Mage's Delight, served in a glass that never melts. It is served in, it looks like a shaved down ice cube that was bowled out in the center in order to hold this liquid. It's also got a little bamboo toothpick along the top with a slice of lemon that is skewered on it.
That sounds delicious. I am going to start with the fire whiskey.
All right. Whew. Well, the first sip is smoky and almost cinnamony at the same time. It's fireball-esque with a heartier burn than you were expecting.
Move. She's gonna finish drinking that, and then move on to the Frost Mage's Delight.
All right, the Frost Mage's Delight. Probably not the best thing to follow up your Arcane Fire whiskey. It is. Oh, have you ever drank ice cold water after chewing a minty gum?
Oh my god!
It's got that
So
frosty burn all the way down, with a subtle aftertaste or note of that lemon.
These are delicious. Do they have any appetizers to just snack on? I'm hungry.
Well, food was being brought to your rooms, but if you ask for a menu while you're at the bar, you will be given a menu. You're asked if you want entrees, if you want dessert.
Dessert for now.
Dessert. Ooh. Hold on.
Monica wants to eat delicious food. Monica also wants to use this to get free food in the mansion.
Smart, I like it.
2-for-1 special, and I don't have to pay. So
Clever, I like it. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, what we got?
oh, you make this so hard. I'm not gonna lie. For the meme of it, I kind of want to get the wizard's wobble.
Yeah, the wobbly wizard's wobble. I like that.
That'll be Creeve's second drink that he
As
orders.
much as I would love to eat the Starry Sky Tart, looking at what it does, I'm just like, funny.
Man.
You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna get a gilded honey cake and the special house drink.
Okay. You are presented on a small, simplistic white saucer this thick square of this airy golden sponge cake. The top is glistening with the honey that was drizzled on top of it, and you see the remnants of powdered sugar that was dusted all around it, with a small sprig of green next to it. You probably wouldn't know what this green is. Actually, no. If you've eaten it a lot before, you would know it as mint. But yeah.
Oh yeah. We all take a few bites of it to start.
Oh yeah, it is a delightfully dense and vanilla-y cake with that honey, that wildflower honey. It's unlike any honey that you've really tasted before, with almost a subtle charge to it.
And now for the funny part. I'm going to take a sip after like 2 or 3 bites of the house drink.
Oh, you also got the house drink? Oh boy.
Yeah.
You swirl this cocktail in its glass for a moment, and you see sort of some sparks that or glitter that sort of shimmers around the cup as you swirl it, before eventually taking a sip back. You feel lighter. You feel your feet sort of lift from the ground, ever so slightly.
Uh-oh.
Interesting. I'm gonna still try to eat the cake and sip the drink while it's starting to float, not really noticing because it's so delicious.
You don't really float too far. You basically just micro hover above your seat.
Yeah.
So when the effect wears off, you're not gonna like come plummeting down to the ground.
Stop crashing down again.
It would be hilarious though, but
It probably would help you if you ever got wobbly though.
Oh, yeah.
And now I can use this and not tell anybody else what it is.
Who all returns to their rooms?
After having a 2-hour-long soak, Sonar returns.
Oh god.
Wrinkly pruny.
How much were you missing?
I was missing something like 78.
Whew.
How are you missing so many hit points?
Oh yeah. He was fighting the Jin head on.
Oh, yeah, you did do that.
True. Okay, yeah.
That is something you did do. Yeah, that's true.
I was like, wait a minute. Yes, he did swim up the maelstrom of water and threaten this man face to face.
Yeah, no, you did do that. That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
I did, in fact, do that.
Tiles soak for half an hour or so. And as he, I think as he comes towards the end of his soak after being suspended in this arcane bliss for a bit, I think he, as he comes back to himself, he starts to feel guilty that he's here enjoying himself where so many others haven't made it. And he'll pull himself out the bath, and as he puts on his clothes and his armor again, I think the burdens of all the symbols that they represent come back to him. And by he reaches the door, he's gone from being the smiling, happy, rested man to his old, normal personality. And he goes back and he goes down to the bar.
All right. I'm going to cut to Sonar for a moment. Sinar, when you return to your room, let me... Do you go
Guess I'm
to
sitting
your
in
room
bed.
specifically?
I go to my room specifically, yes.
Okay. When you return to your room, you, again, blissfully out of this hot spring that you've had this 2 hour soak in, you look up and you see a little shorter to fit in this room, but the form of Astra in her bipedal form. She's she's sitting on the bed.
Oh.
Took you long enough, darling.
I was forgive me, I was not expecting company.
She stands up and places her hands behind her. Am I unwanted? Should I leave?
didn't say
Do you need
that.
a moment?
Mhm.
No, you're absolutely fine.
Excellent. She takes a few strides closer to you with her hands still behind her back. So tell me, I've heard that you are known as what's called a dragonborn.
Yes.
Oh, it's clear that some traces of us run through you. But no wings. It's unfortunate, a significant downgrade.
Yes, I have always wanted to fly.
What about the breath?
I do in fact have acid breath.
She moves to walk behind you for a moment, and as she sort of circles you. So tell me, how do we get from me to you?
That is something I'm not sure about.
No? Is there nothing in the records from this supposed future you all come from?
It's not that I'm nothing in the records, I'm just not well versed. I mean, let me try to think. Can I roll history to see if I remember anything about Dragonborn?
Go for it.
Invade wagons.
Dwayne.
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 That is a 7
Do you want to borrow my history?
for the folks at home.
Do you want to borrow mine?
Weed wagon.
I'm gonna give this one to you, Sinar. Sure, you can't give an entire, detailed, itemized list and every pinpoint in history of when the first Dragonborn was, born. But I think you can sort of understand the basic components.
Absolutely. So, basically, so
When
Vene.
A mommy dragon and a daddy human love each other very much.
Very much.
When the bard
Make it
tries to
happen.
seduce the dragon, you get Dragonborn.
Yeah, I'll explain it that way because I have no other reference to go off of.
When a mommy dragon and a bard daddy, what?
No, like just
Yeah.
no, not like that. Like I don't know, a very horny dragon and a very brave man one day or woman. I don't know.
I had a feeling it might have had ties somewhere in there. You feel hands placed on your shoulders. I wonder. I mean, I've played around with humanoids, but I never thought something like this could happen. She continues to walk behind you, and she trails her long fingernails between your shoulders as she does. What about you?
What about me?
Well, have you laid with anybody before?
You know.
Once upon a time.
Only once?
There's been nobody else.
I'm not going to be coy. You intrigue me. I want to jumpstart this. And I think maybe starting with a dragonborn might help. She will stand in front of you and place her hands on your chest. Well, what do you say?
Oh, I'm so torn at this current moment in time.
Ass comes in, kicking the door down. What's happening?
My boy.
It's your move,
Because
brother.
there is this part of me that is so obsessed with dragons going, yes, for the love of God, yes! And there's the other part that goes, Sonara's married!
His wife is
Oh,
dead!
His
He's in
wife!
gentle repose.
Yeah, you don't have to tell anybody.
Listen, what happens in the past stays in the past.
Listen, technically, this is before you and your wife were married.
But
Doesn't
also,
mean it's right.
But also, if this is where Dragonborns are, do I go along with this? What would the paradox be if I don't do this right now?
Sorry, the daddy,
Nar, the
all
daddy of
Dragonborn.
Yep.
Yeah, bro, just think, there's already a different set of people lining up to fuck our story when we go back, so you might as well, right?
Sensing your hesitance, she will lean back and turn her back to face you. Is it this form, maybe? And as she takes a few strides back towards the bed, you watch as her form sort of shifts and changes. It's slender, it's feminine, it's alluring, but she dons her scales. She sprouts her tail. A crown of horns from the top of her head. And she looks back over towards you, sort of trying to mimic what a dragonborn is, or what she may look as a dragonborn.
Scenario is broken.
Sana is blushing heavily at this point. You can see hues of green that you never thought possible on a black dragonborn. I mean, you did get us out of jail. Well, no. He doesn't say that. He's just saying.
I was gonna say!
I mean, well, you did
Wow.
save us, you know.
Sana is just going to kind of take a deep breath. All right. I'd be down to fool around if you are.
Excellent. And she moves to undo a clasp on her dress. And it falls. And then she sits on the edge of the bed. And as she did to you in the cell earlier, she moves her finger in a come hither motion.
Sana walks over.
Alright, and we'll fade to black on that.
Yeah.
Sana was never seen again.
Devoured.
Devoured.
Absorbed for protein.
Oh
God.
my
Well,
god.
absorbed his protein. Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh, it was the wrong time to take a drink. Oh, it's out of my nose. Oh, oh that's on the internet forever. Me saying it's out of my nose.
Ooh. Well then.
Excuse I
I'm
need
gonna
to get
die.
some water. Hold on. I'm thirsty. I need to
It's
get...
got a little hot in
We
here,
know you're
guys.
thirsty.
Yeah.
We know.
All right. Um,
And now Baz comes bursting and kicking the door.
Dude, oh.
uh,
Oh no. Backs away slowly. Oh no.
You have good fun in there. Goodbye.
all right. Left outside of Sinar's door and knocked on the other two doors, your meal would have been delivered. For those who... Actually, no, because like, Ty went down to the bar. I'm going to say Walter's also down to the bar. Monica's down. Creeve's down. Sinar's occupied. Baz, where are you going? Do you genuinely barge into Sinar's room?
No.
Maybe.
Baz is just gonna go
Wait.
down to the bar as well.
I
That's
got
where everyone
one
else is.
question.
Yes, what's up?
Which room is next to Sanar's?
I probably.
Yeah, probably Monica's.
Monica's. Is that just gonna be deep booming thunders like the sky's falling down on?
It's a
Like
good.
inside the mansion world?
Hey! It's a good. I mean, if you're fucking that hard that the mansion feels it, man, that's some interdimensional fuck.
Damn!
Yeah, it's a solid
All the
construction
fucks
of
were
a building.
given.
Look, Sinar hasn't had any other partner since his wife passed away. It's been decades?
It's been decades.
Let a man enjoy himself. All right. Down at the bar, eventually you guys see some curious waitstaff that have plates on their arms before being directed by Mavis to essentially bring the meals that were supposed to be brought up to your rooms over to you. Since you guys didn't really select a meal, what you guys are being brought is... Back to my notes.
Oh.
You guys are brought a large wooden bowl, or a large wooden plate with raised sides, and on it is a massive cut of slow roasted meat, seared with almost like blackened and charred on top, as if it was as if a torch was used on it. It's got a smoky and charred crust as a result, and it's served with a small side of well-spiced potatoes.
Mm.
Potato.
Okay, as the person brings it over, Ty will also ask for the drinks menu.
Which you'll be presented with the drinks menu.
Yep, and then scroll through the thing, and he'll laugh a little bit at the top name, and then he'll go down and like, what time is it? Ish. We have no real. They said lunch, right?
Yeah. Lunch recently
nice.
passed, so you're probably thinking it's like early evening.
Early evenings, all right. He'll take the sage's brew then.
Okay. You're asked if you want any sweeteners or cream.
No, just black.
All right. You are quickly brought to your sage's brew to go along with your meal.
Lovely.
And when I say the potatoes are spiced, like, they do have, like, a spice to them.
Well, maybe I shouldn't have had the coffee. Too late now. Choice is made.
Do you go to sit with Creve?
Sure, if I see him.
Oh, yeah, he's a little harder
Yeah.
to pick out now, isn't he?
Yeah.
With your passive perception, Ty, I will say that as you make your way over to Creve's table, you notice somebody very similarly to Creve with a sketchbook in front of them. And you sort of catch a glance, and they have a few quick sketches of patrons, some of even Mavis as well, the tavern owner. But you see them currently working on a sketch of what you believe to be as Creve.
Is he like? He'll take note and he'll go and sit with Creve.
Okay. Creve.
Hey. Creve.
Totally enraptured with one of the current pages that I'm dealing with. Don't notice Ty until he's actually like sitting down next to him.
What are you
Just,
drawing?
oh, hi. Patrons and people and everything I can, because I don't know how long we're gonna be here. I don't know if this is our new life. or if we're going to be returning, or if you're returning and I'm not, and I want to remember as much as I can.
Do you get on with people well that have shared interests with you?
I can be endearing when need to be. I've never really met anybody who had the same interests as me, so can't
Oh.
say.
Well, interestingly, today might be your day. There's a fella back there. No, don't turn around and look. That happens to be drawing patrons of this tavern. Was was wondering if maybe it might be a source of information for you. Maybe you could have a chat with him, find out some things. Maybe you can answer some questions you have. Just
He's
a suggestion,
drawing
you
as
don't
well?
have to. Yeah, he was drawing you.
Craig's gonna look around, like, just kind of like sidelong glance to see if he can find who Ty was referring to.
I'll try and give a roughish direction. It's like, it's on the like the back left side.
You, with that direction, with that nudge, you are able to see sort of a lithe masculine figure sort of sitting at his table, and similarly to you, just are hunched over a journal, and you see him sketching. You see him writing or sketching something in the journal.
I'm gonna close up my journal, stow it. Actually, no, I won't stow. I'll keep it in my hand, but I will stow my pen. You don't mind if I don't want to leave you alone. You just came over to sit with me.
No, it's cool. Go on, you go.
Thank you. I'm gonna stand up, bringing my drink with me, and walk over and look down at the page that the guy is sketching on. You're pretty good.
He is very good. He sort of jumps a little bit as you make noise next to him and sort of settle in. Oh, sorry, I wasn't trying to be creepy. I just I sketch a number of people here, and he starts like almost performatively. You seem like maybe he's been called creepy once or twice. He starts going through his journal and starts showing you the other sketches he's got.
Creve will just sit down and flip open his journal, showing the short term, like, small drawings that he's done. He's probably gotten in this time like maybe 4 people done, not in depth, but general shapes of them and such. If I call you creepy, I call myself creepy.
Oh, okay. Thanks. I'm glad to be sitting with a fellow artist then.
Absolutely. Creve.
Miguel. And he presents a hand.
Miguel.
Yes. Yeah. What brings you by here? Is there anything particular you're sketching?
Creve's gonna gesture to the seat. May I?
Sure.
I'm gonna sit down. It's both a long and short story. I can give you a very summarized, broad version of it, or if you're willing to listen, I can tell you a tale.
I mean, I do enjoy tales. Tale.
Damn it. Anyways, as Kurt sits down, he's gonna just look at him and be like, some of this may sound far-fetched, but I promise everything I tell you that I'm about to tell you is as truthful as I can be.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna start and tell him in a very loquacious form, like I am telling a story for a group of people.
How far back do you go?
All the way back to the library.
All right.
I'm going to preface this by asking you, how old do you think I am?
Like maybe mid-20s. 30s?
I am 10 years old, by my recollection.
Uh,
But I am also 2010 years old.
huh?
If what I know is correct.
Oh,
At a
Oh.
point, I woke up in a library. And I'm just going to literally tell him about me gaining consciousness. And it's going to be this full thing where I show him different pages from my notebooks and different things. And I'm just going to describe everything in detail to him. Leaving out some points and stuff.
and do you say like
Just to kinda shorten
you
the
woke up
story.
in a library, or do you say that you woke up in a library like in Valtoria?
I just say I woke up in a library.
Okay.
I don't tell him in Valtoria. I don't.
And that you were originally made of stone?
Yes.
Okay.
So now my endeavors have brought me here. And you may not believe a single word I have told you. But what reason do I have to lie?
I mean, there could be a few. Protect your identity, spin a tale, entertainment. But, I mean, that's. I'm not going to say it's out of the realm of possibility, but it's certainly
Far-fetched?
something. It's sounds coincidental.
I will say I've read many works of fiction and nonfiction. Tales as extravagant as the legends that have built many cultures. But I do feel like mine has ties to it. That's all I got.
Do you believe in fate?
I believe we all have a purpose, but we have a choice on following it. So I think it exists, but I think it's a choice to follow it.
I can't tell if you're a god meddling with me or not. But I've been commissioned to create a statue for a library opening up in the city. I was here trying to gather ideas to gain inspiration, people watching.
Where's this library?
He will give a name of a district that you have read about, but you don't know if your library was in that district.
Yeah, because I don't know the actual structure of the city.
Yeah.
I can't tell you if that's the one that I woke up in, but maybe. So, judging not only from a commission, but also your exquisite work there, I'm guessing that you are a well-known craftsman.
Up and coming, we'll say.
Well, I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully I'm around to see the unveiling of your statue, because I would love to see it in its glory.
Did you tell him what happened to the city that had this library?
No.
Cool. All right. He will.
I would have kept out details having to do with the fall of Valtoria and everything.
Yeah.
It would just be my story from the library to meeting with the people. I probably would have skipped most of how we got here, except for something kind of generalize it as something slipped us into a portal that brought us here. Like,
I
best
will
description I
say-
can give without giving it away.
Thank you, thank you. I will say, Ty, if you are watching these two, Creve might not be able to pick up on it because he's still new to his flesh. But these two almost look like they could be brothers.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Creve and other Creve.
Creve and Creve 2.0. Wait, which one's 2.0?
Okay.
But yeah, Creve will actually spend quite a bit of time probably talking to him, asking him questions about like what he's done, what his life is like.
Yeah. You will receive his last name, which is Abore, Abore. E at the end.
Oh, E at the end, sorry.
Yeah. But yes, basically he's just, he comes from a middle-class family. His mother is an artisan. His father did fabrication, mostly of mechanics and things like that. But he took more so to the creative side, the artistic side that his mother had, sketching, painting, sculpting. And he's been commissioned to do paintings by a number of nobility in Valtoria. His name is quickly spreading through nobility as an up-and-coming artist to the point where, after a library was damaged and a fundraiser was held to raise money to repair that library, he was commissioned by one of the leading folks who was holding that fundraiser, somebody of nobility, to make a statue to commemorate the funds that were raised and things like that.
So, sticking in Creve's head, of course, is the story that he had told recently to his friends, having to do with his the creation of him in his stone form. He's gonna be like have that sitting in the back of his mind as he's watching and talking to Miguel before. Do you tend to worship or follow any faith?
There's many deities who have places of worship here. Hold on, I need to pull up my notes on this one. So I've sent you this before. Unless you have it, yeah. Unless you have it more recently in your notes, I'm basically just looking for, basically looking for deities in our DMs at this point.
So there's that one, which was included in the story. Of course.
Was that the full name or was that the shortened name?
I believe that was the full name.
Yes.
So
he'll tell you that he personally follows Musar.
Musar, okay.
Obviously, the patron deity of the creatives and the visionaries, the artists. Why wouldn't I?
It makes sense. I have a strong connection to Nephthys, I feel.
That's very interesting. I wouldn't have thought of that. But she is still very predominant in Valtoria.
I mean,
easily one of the
I'm
biggest
a
places of
storyteller.
worship here.
It's fitting to remember. And Crave will kind of look him up and down. I hope I get to remember you.
Well, as creepy as this sounds, I've sketched your likeness, so I'll at least remember that. And he picks up his pencil again and he writes, how your name sounds, but not how it's spelled. He writes that under your portrait.
Okay. And I'll just watch him write it and be like, okay. No correction, no nothing.
Okay.
Can I get you a drink? I feel
I
feel like you need a drink.
I won't say no to a drink.
And I'm gonna look around and just kind of like catch the attention of one of the waiters. I would like a witch's brew ale. And add to my my personal tab, not my group's, mine, a drink for this gentleman here.
Oh, I'll have a potion of mirth, please. And the waiter nods and heads off. And eventually your drinks are brought back to you.
Okay.
All right, but I'm going to put a pause on this. I'm going to go back to...
sorry.
Because Monica and Baz have been a little neglected this session, particularly Baz. Baz, what you doing?
Baz would have just come down to the bar and, like, probably passed by Creve as Creve was walking to the other table and just, like, giving him a wave. And then when they sat down at the table with Ty, just been like, where's Creve going?
He's going to talk to the gentleman over there that's also sketching people in the tavern.
Seems a little creepy, but okay.
Yeah, I know, I thought it was creepy, but then we've seen Creve do it so many times and not thought anything else of that.
That's fair.
Do you not think
What-
they kind of look, you know, similar-ish?
Yeah, I guess you're right. They do have some of the same facial features, I guess.
Hmm.
There could be like a family resemblance, maybe.
Yeah. I don't see what... Nah, that couldn't possibly be the case, right?
Nah.
mean- People look like each other all the time.
I don't think I'd count.
Well, no, I suppose not in your case, no, that wasn't what I meant. But, like, people have the same shaped chin and that, you know, that same odd walk that some people have that others don't, although I've not seen this guy walk, but I bet you he walks like Creve does.
Eventually, you guys have plates placed in front of you. The beef dish I described earlier.
Did you use the bath?
Yeah, it was pretty nice.
No, that's good, wasn't it? I'd use that. I'd use it again.
Have you seen Sonar?
No.
Hmm.
As far as I'm aware, he was using the bathing chambers, but perhaps, I don't know, he's slipped and died or something. I don't know.
What a morbid thought you've had.
Well, we can't get in to find out because it's tied to your key.
So now we'll never know if Sonar's dead in the bath. Thank you for that.
Well, yeah, I guess not. It would be a shame to lose Sonar, actually.
You're an odd man, Ty.
Well, he's got so much to live for.
Yeah, like his wife and kid.
Yeah. And that couple of extra years that Walter may have promised him.
Yeah. Wonder what he's up to.
No, but I thought I heard thunder outside, but I couldn't see any clouds.
Weird.
The coffee's good, by the
Eddie.
way. You should have some coffee.
Oh, there's drinks. Oh, what we
Yeah.
got here?
Well, they're free, aren't they?
Yeah,
That's true.
Ty would still have the drinks menu.
Well, here, look at this.
I want this one that says it's gonna make me fly, which is brew ale, please.
Well, it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't say fly. That's not the words that are used on this paper.
Shh. Levitation, flying, same thing.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Your drink is eventually brought back to you, and as described, it is a frothy, green-tinted ale. You see the bubble sort of coming up from the inside of this dark-stained glass, almost to resemble a witch's cauldron, but again, still see-through enough so you can see the drink on the inside. The stir stick itself is almost to resemble a small broom. Yeah. Your first sip almost immediately causes that uncomfortable back of the nose burn that some sodas do.
Oh, gosh. Fizzy.
Do they start to float?
Yeah. They've got a little floatiness.
So if I just give them a little shove, do they slide sideways?
They do.
Stop! That's rude. Stop.
No, but it's funny though. I'll grab them and pull them back to the seat.
All right.
Oh,
I was about to say,
Wow.
it is fairly
what
late.
time do you think? What time do you think everyone goes to bed in Valtoria?
Would assume nighttime.
Hmm. Oh well, I'll be up a while because I've had a coffee now. Did the lady say we can go exploring?
Yeah, as long as we have that scale that I think
Ah.
Samara still has.
But then we all got to go together.
I mean, we could just ask her for another one, I suppose.
No, I don't. Nah, I think if anyone's going to ask for another one, we should make Sonar do it.
That's true.
Or Monica.
We could connect him. We could message him. I'll message him right now. Sonar!
Oh my god.
Hey,
What
Sonar.
is-
Hey, buddy.
Is he there? What's he saying? What can you hear? What's he doing?
What message do you send, Bass?
It just says, Sonar, where are you? We're down in the bar.
Static.
Do you mentally reply, Sonar?
Just
All you hear is,
thinking of what-
oh yes, oh yes.
Sorry, I just had a thought. Not canon. I'm not doing this. Just
The
the
fucking
thought
song
on the
from
other
Hamilton.
side. Just on the other side of the message. You just hear this feral growling, and then Baz is like, "Something's wrong." They run up to his room and they go, "Oh."
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh,
But yes, what do you mentally reply with, Sonar?
or nothing.
So
Or nothing, you don't
Sonar
have
is
to.
just going-
Just be static.
Sonar's just going to respond with busy at the moment.
Oh. He says he's busy. Maybe he's still in the bath. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh well, good for him. Ugh.
I guess we're stuck in the tavern for the night if he's busy.
Go away here. Oh
I
well,
mean, we could
6
leave.
hours later.
yeah. What do you think about the like the tavern owner?
I mean, she seems nice enough.
Yeah, them glasses though. I'm just saying.
What about them?
Well, you know, they got a. She got some. She got some stuff going on.
What?
You know,
Because
you
she's
don't
got
think like.
glasses?
Yeah, you not think she's like, you know. No.
I don't know. I have no
Oh.
idea.
Fair enough. Oh, can we go to bed? I'm really tired, guys.
You are allowed to go to bed whenever you want. You're a free
Cool.
man, Ty. That's how that works. You don't have to follow a schedule anymore. Isn't that great for you?
That being said, it is very late for our UK players. Did we want to call it early?
Yeah, it's also it's 3 a.m.
It's like 3 a.m. for them. We could definitely call it early.
Yeah. I think for me anyway. I don't mind if you guys carry on. But
I mean, I'm good to keep going, but I mean, like, that's completely up to you.
I think we'll end it here, and we'll come back again in 2 weeks on the 22nd at our usual time.
oh, good. I like the usual time.
All right, well, thank you all so much for coming out. And yeah, because I also don't want to get too far with it, llama too, right?
Oh yeah.
And thank you again for the UK players for being willing to stay up later. I unfortunately double booked. I had a LARP thing, and then of course Emerilla Murders today. I do apologize, but thank you all again so much for being able to accommodate me like that. Let's get our D&D links. Bloop. But yes, in the top left-hand corner, we have Tyrannel, who's played by Invincibubble without the E. Next to him, we have Sinar, who's played by the Dragon VA. Then we have Krieve, who's played by Spear Gaming. Then we have Baz, who's played by Casually Bananas. Monica, who's played by Karinga12. And lastly, Walter, who's normally played by Dividable Llama 0619. But yeah, we're back!
We're back!
We're back!
Yes! After so long.
So long. Feel
We
free.
back, boys.
In 84 years.
Feel free to stick it out in post-game chat, guys, if you are able to, if you want to do some post-game decompressing, but also bubble if you're really tired. I completely understand. I'll be back in a moment, okay, guys?
Okay, bye.
Alrighty.
Well, bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
All right, and we are going to do whoop. Thank you guys again so much for hanging out with us. I hope. Hold on. We're going to do this. Please. Bloop. And we're going to do this. There we go. But yes, thank you guys again so much for hanging out with us tonight. Finally, both of my D&D games are back. Some interesting stuff happened tonight. Even more interesting stuff is going to be happening next time on February 22nd. So I hope you all return for that. I cannot wait to share the next part of the story with you all. Hi, Mystic. But yeah, so for those who don't know, I do DM 2 different D&D campaigns. They both take place in the same universe at roughly the same time. Obviously, Emerilla is like 6,000 years in the past at the moment, so there's a little asterisk there. But feel free to check out that socials link there if you want to see any of the VODs of either campaign. I have Emerilla Murders, which is this one, Inkstained, which is my other one, and the VODs get posted to my YouTube channel, so you can find the social link for my YouTube there. Also, my TikTok, my Twitter, my Blue Sky, my Ko-fi, where I sell physical, tangible merch, and I also take art commissions. All can be found there. If you guys want to talk about crazy things that happened in tonight's game or any other games, feel free to join the Discord there. I do have 2 fan tabs from both of my D&D campaigns in there. Also, if you're looking for an awesome community with some amazing, comfy, cozy nerds, the Discord is the place to be. You guys are in my adventuring party, so if you ever want to hang out with your fellow adventurers on the tavern floor, that is a good place to start. I'm going to be honest. I'm tired. I've had a very long day. I had a murder mystery party at LARP and then went to DMing, so I don't want to raid out. Really sorry for that, guys. But I can't wait to see you all again next week. Schedule to be determined. Might be Monday, might be Tuesday. We will see, but the Discord will be the first place to know. All right. Have a good one, folks. I can't wait to see you all again next week. And until then, I hope you all stay awesome, stay safe, and well, I guess this is bye-bye.